Cool.
I didn't know they were buddies.
Oh yeah, because he gave me a cookie. I ate that motherfucker.
And then Sia just disappeared.
No.
That's all he needs. If you give a mouse a cookie.
Damn.
I'm just kidding. He can't be a mouse. He can at least be a rat.
Wow.
Well, the games have begun.
Keep my mouth shut and just wait till you say the bullshit so then we can say what we want to say at that point.
Well, let's hop into it. Welcome to Everybody Laughs Podcast. I'm Brendan Ridge.
And I'm seeing
And today we have...
Xavier Dunson.
Yeah.
The infamous.
Infamous?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm scared of you motherfucker anyway.
We'd be remiss not to give him a hard time. Thanks for showing up this time.
Yeah, this time, as opposed to the last time.
Well, we wanted Xavier to be the first guest, but he
and we had to have African Alex to be our first guest. So that's kind of what we do. We give a platform to everybody so people can get to know them.
Well, and you are an elder in our community, so we gotta make sure we give you a platform to speak your piece too. Who knows how much longer we have you?
This is why everybody can't do drugs, okay? That motherfucker smoking half a joint in junior high school and he's still high.
He was doing bags of Quaaludes, so who's better?
Hey, let me just say, that bags of them motherfuckers, I did play them. Oh my God, Quaaludes, cocaine, weed, alcohol, I've done it.
Just to name a few.
Yeah, just a couple of my friends. So, how long you been doing comedy, Xavier?
Oh my goodness, what a fun question, right?
No,
it's a three-part question. I started stand-up comedy back in 2010.
Okay.
I started improv comedy back in 2009. I was part of a group for 5 years at Ohio State. And I started sketch comedy on YouTube in 2008 on YouTube.
That's what caused the Great Depression or whatever. or the crash of the stock market. Xavier on YouTube, 2008.
Nah, it's a pun, but it was a sketchy road. Like getting into sketch comedy. Like my first few sketches were me and my brothers in the basement of our house, like just putting ideas together. And the first one that went like low key viral was called Interruptions. It was me, it was my little brother introducing himself to the internet, right? And it was me, my older brother, and then my cousin that were like basically interrupting his introduction to the internet. And so it was very out of pocket. I'll put it like that for a Christian family. And so
unlike your family. Your family full of heathens.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean at that point it was like no one would ever expected any of us to say any of that on that video. It was a lot of stuff.
Like cursing.
Swear words, all that stuff.
Swear words, cursing. Same shit.
No shoot cussing.
Was there a moment, because you made me think this, was there a moment in comedy where you decided like, okay, like my family is gonna potentially see this and I have to be okay with this? Like you had to like make a decision like what was gonna represent you?
My family's the reason I got into comedy, man. I was the least likely person to do comedy, and I still am, in my family. And I felt like I got into it as far as practicing comedy as a defense mechanism. Oh, yeah.
Why, they tease you a lot or what?
Oh, they're all super funny. And in my opinion, the least funniest person in my family, I wanted to climb that ladder so that I knew like how to keep up with everybody in my family, because they're all so funny so fast.
Are you the youngest?
No, I'm right in the middle.
How many siblings you got?
So I have 2 older, 2 younger.
Okay.
Older sister, older brother, me, then my little brother, little sister are twins.
No?
All of them ugly like you, or you the special one in the family?
I
figured that's why you had to be funny.
Hey, we got the same advice growing up. I get it.
You're a damn liar. Ain't nobody came up to me and say, boy, you going to be lonely with your ugly ass.
I got to say, growing up, I was very secure in my looks, but getting older, I made the mistake of when we interviewed Larry, and I didn't wear a beanie. And looking back at the footage, I mean, I was okay with things in person, but on the camera, it's rough, bud.
Is it?
It pierces through my soul. I'm like, I didn't know my bald spot shot bright.
Oh, that motherfucker's ball is a cue ball. I thought we was going
This
to
is
play fucking pool.
self-disclosure. I'm fully aware. Okay, I
That's why you got a hat on tonight, y'all.
Yes.
I'm
not making that mistake again.
Okay.
No.
mean,
I told him to put some powder on his head. You know, that's what the superstars do. They powder up. They go to makeup and powder their bald head ass up.
Wow.
Did you want to say something, Xavier?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to finish, man. Right.
Question for
I
you.
was waiting for Cian to do my
Okay,
makeup.
here's the deal. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna do some makeup. We're gonna be all black and blue. Okay, here's the thing. Hold on a second. So in 2025, is the goal of our podcast is to get Brendan a date. Okay?
Okay.
Because, you know, he's owed for fucking 365 for 2024.
You've been missing.
Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think it's very funny, me, because secretly I think he's gay, and he just hasn't reached to that point to where he's accepted himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
However, well, to prove my point,
Yeah.
we're going to find him in 4 dates.
4 dates. Okay.
Over the course of the 2025.
Oh,
They're going to go. Brendan and this young lady are going to go out, and she's going to come on our podcast and tell us what it was like.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Is she leaning towards me, or is she leaning towards what I think, or is she leaning towards what he's saying he ain't?
I like that idea.
In total denial. So, you don't know any, do you?
Anybody that'd be interested in
Well,
that?
anybody you feel like scarring the fuck out of for life, you know what I mean?
No, I don't know anybody that I like that I would pass his way. Anybody that might be his type is actually from out of town, so.
What's that supposed to be?
She's a fucking Martian, that's what he's saying.
You know what's sad is the only way I'm gonna be getting these ladies to my house is when you guys interview them online. They're not dating me.
Don't worry. Because once we put it on and we start getting feedback, and people's gonna text in and email and they're gonna tell us some shit, I'm more than sure there'll be plenty of people to tell us what's wrong with you. Okay.
Xavier, do you remember what you were gonna say before?
Plenty.
Yeah, I do actually.
I had a real question for you though.
Hold on.
Okay,
Let him say it real quick, then we'll go to your question.
Yeah, because you know what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Bring it out.
Hurry,
Xavier.
Well, he had the nerve to call you like a cue ball and all that stuff. I just, I hope we all can have the same, well, me and you can have the same kind of pride that he has in his hairline and all that.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, we got someone to look up to, I guess.
So does he.
So we waited for that, right? That brain power brought this to play, right? Woo. America. Isn't he a genius? Are you as proud of him as I am? I don't think so. And I've heard it said that you are not a good representation, or nor do you promote black comedy in Columbus, right? Okay.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I definitely disagree because he is
Ain't
so
nobody
racist.
That's wild.
Okay. But anyways, go ahead.
Would you like to respond to that?
That I don't represent black comedy well in the scene or don't support it? Is that what you said?
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Starters, if you're going to, divide the black community of like black comics, white comics, brown comics, etc., you have to acknowledge like what we're talking about in our scene specifically, right? The majority of the scene at large, at least in our city, is pretty mixed. Like we have a smaller faction of.
There's a whole bunch of white people. Stop playing.
No. We have a lot of black comics.
Okay.
We have a concern.
You said I've been to 5.
That's like a majority black room most of it.
No, okay.
That's part of my point. I'll just get to it. So most weeks when I have people coming from my marketing promo on Eventbrite and the marketing on social media, I have mostly black rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all the new faces that come out to Fives, that come out to Summit, that come out to Fours now on Wednesdays. Those best nights were all black rooms.
Okay.
And don't get me wrong, when it's white, it's white. All right, like
it was always white when I went to the motherfucker.
I agree that we have a pretty diverse scene.
Okay, but go ahead and finish the question.
We do. But as far as me being a representative of the, a poor representative of the black comics in the scene, that's a crazy statement to make because I don't know if anybody should be that kind of paragon in the scene. There's so many different types of comedy in the scene to isolate, to say this is black comedy or this is.
Did you hear that? Paragon. He's a bright guy. Go ahead.
You gonna stop
and here's the thing: is that even a priority for you? It's obviously you want to support your people in general, whatever race, right? But like, some people's mission is to support primarily their race's, I don't know what you like, empowerment or whatever.
Sure.
Right? But some people, it's just like, I'm just doing comedy, and whoever comes out of that is who, you know what I mean? It's like, you're not necessarily seeking out just to support black people or white.
No.
But I mean, I say that, not say there's anything wrong if you are, but I don't know that that's even your goal.
No, like none of my rooms that I've been building in the city the goal's never been like, this has got to be all black, or this got to be all white, or this got to be mixed. My goal was just for it to be a fun room for anybody that wanted to watch or perform. So if it ended up being black, great. If it ended up being white, great. If it ended up being mixed, wonderful.
Right.
Like the demographic, the racial demographic was never like a part of the grander scheme, because I know it wouldn't be a representative of our whole scene if it was any one type of room. So I wanted it to be as open as possible. Of course, that's not always the case when you run a mic. Anybody that wants to come will come. And then people who don't want to be a part of whoever's coming to those mics won't come out. Yeah. Sometimes that is some white comics. Sometimes that is some black comics. Sometimes it's some gay comics. Whatever that tends to be for them. I don't want anybody to feel like they can't come to any of the mics in the scene. Right on. But I don't ever want to feel like I'm not a good representation of a comic in the scene. I am a black comic. I know that. I've been a black comic since I started comedy.
That motherfucker, like, if you sprinkle salt on that motherfucker, he'll look like Deep Space. That's how black his ass is. Talking about he a black comic. Stop playing. Stop playing. We know that you're a black comic. And I don't feel that you're a bad representation of, or that you're not putting forth black comedy in Columbus, okay? Because you have like 15 fucking mics, okay? And you're a black comic, okay? So if you look at it that way, well, then you're doing more for black comedy than a lot of other people are, so how the fuck can they open their mouth? However, I did hear that said, I'm just saying.
Sure, and I think people are entitled to their opinions.
Like me, I think stupid is stupid and leave it at home.
There you go. See, speaking from experience. I think that it's important for people to have different opinions in our scene. We couldn't have a good comedy scene, a good quality comedy scene, if everybody just agreed.
No, but I think there's some things, there's a narrative that's being said that doesn't always fit what's going on.
Sure.
Okay? And then some people get a hold of that and they run with that, not understanding what the motivation behind it is or whatever. Because like my mom used to say, it's not always, what people tell you is why they told it to you. You know what I mean?
The intention behind it.
Yeah, so
that's real.
So and this is such a cutthroat motherfucking thing. I thought I'd just, cut it off right at the fucking head. So we got a little podcast.
Well,
I deal with it. You know what I mean?
And two things. Go ahead.
Well, I will say this to the end of that thought. I do want to see as many types of comics in the scene as possible, black, white, brown, whatever. Because the more diversity we have on that spectrum of talent, the better quality we'll have as far as the scene. If we have any type of one type of comic in the scene that's dominating all the mics, dominating all the showcases and everything, it would make it a poor representation of who's actually in the city. Because we have so many hard hitters that have different styles and the ways that they approach their comedy. To say that we need to only have one type of room in certain types of city, certain sides of the city, or just like isolating our black comics and white comics for their type of comedy, that doesn't help make the scene any healthier. I want to see everybody succeed. So if it's black comics that want to support black comics, do that. If it's white comics that want to support white comics, do that. If you want to support the whole scene, do that. We should have the freedom to have all of that going on in the scene. Trying to control that would suck.
I don't know.
And two things off of that is, so recently you told me you've only been actually hosting for like around 2 years, right?
I've only been hosting these mics I have now actively for like almost the past 2 years. Okay. But I had hosted before that.
Okay. Because my question is like, how did you develop? Because a lot of times when people are willing to lead, right? If people have a complaint about how you do things, but they're not willing to, put in the work you're putting in, throw these mics and give people opportunities to get on stage, then it's like, how did you do? Even though maybe being judged harder than others, how did you kind of develop thick skin, right? To continue doing this, knowing that there's people hating on you, and
Look how ugly this motherfucker is. It didn't just get that way. He been this way growing up. So you had to get thick skin or you committed suicide. This is an ugly motherfucker. What kind of question is that to ask that man?
This man so confident, built like a pregnant teenager. Believe the
Oh
audacity.
my God. Look at this motherfucker. How do you think he developed a thick skin?
He calling me ugly with microwave face. Anyways.
Oh, look at him. There goes that public school education work. Oh my fucking goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people get it confused. You have to be doing what you're doing for you as well as other people.
Sure.
Fuck what they think though. You know what I mean? Because in the end, but I think there's a lot of white people at your mics. But, for the most part, they're funny. You know what I mean? So what difference does it make when a motherfucker's funny?
You let him answer the question how he developed that thick skin.
No, I didn't want to talk about that no more.
I just got to clarify. I know you get confused.
Run for the men. You want to talk about foreskin. This is one of the reasons.
Xavier, did you want to answer that, or do you want to move on?
Yeah, we can let CN keep talking about the foreskin if you want. As far as me developing the tough skin over the years and dealing with critics like we have right now,
or like people just answering their phones in the middle of podcasts and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's got to respond to his caretaker.
Don't worry, this is the first time, Xavier. This is not ever personal.
I just don't want to hear this bullshit.
Every time he accidentally hits life alert, they gotta respond back. Like, I'm actually doing alright. I'm not on the ground no more. They have an app now.
Isn't he dreamy, girls? Isn't he dreamy? I am dreamy, motherfucker. What is wrong with you? I'm like, so I get tired of the 7 o'clock if I ain't got no
dreamy.
woman. I got no
got
woman.
bags under his eyes. Like he
been
carrying the struggle of black people.
Okay, see, I was waiting for him to answer your question because I was sitting there trying to listen to the show. I heard y'all decided to bash old people. But go ahead on.
Yeah, no, you started.
You
started. Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. When the scene, like when I first started comedy back in the day, it was very toxic. And so it wasn't the kind of scene we have now. So in order
What does that mean?
What do you mean?
Very toxic. He's not the type of.
Like, why was it toxic?
Yeah, I mean.
So we had like veterans, road comics that would be in and out, people mixing comedy with other stuff. But if you knew what you were doing, they really supported it. They were like behind you, like they really rocked with you. If you weren't good yet, or any kind of good, there was very aggressive criticism. Both when you were on and off stage, and it didn't make me hate comedy, but it showed me something immediately when I started practicing comedy, that no matter how well you think you're doing when you first start out, people are going to always have a different opinion.
It doesn't encourage you.
It was very discouraging. Right. But luckily for me, I had already come from doing a little bit of sketch comedy online and then doing improv with the group I was a part of at Ohio State. So I had some experience already performing. It was just getting used to stand-up. And I found out like that was not like the same as improv or sketch at all. It was a very different world of people. I mean, just people walking up to me and telling me what they thought about my joke when I didn't ask was a lot of feedback for somebody I had never met before. Other comics.
I think one of the pluses to people being willing to kind of start their own thing or throw their own shows or start their own mics is like it doesn't leave room for that to develop as quick, that toxic, that kind of small town vibe in the fucking scene, because you can see like where it wants to sprout up, right? And it's just like, luckily you can just leave and go to another mic.
That wasn't the case back then. We only had like a couple spots, like I said. If you wanted to really do comedy back in 2009, 2010, you had to leave the city and find nearby like showcases, or like you had to go to Cincinnati, maybe go up to Cleveland, Dayton, or leave the state completely and find other markets. But it was just a matter of like, all right, if I'm gonna do stand up, I gotta take whatever I think this is in our scene. People weren't that supportive, but when you could find support, it meant the world. It's like, all right, I can do this one more time. So you compound that over a few years. You just don't care if people think if you're a great representation of your people or not, because.
Did you have a message?
I think you're a great representation of your people. I think ugly people all over the world is happy you're a member of their club. You know what I mean?
Oh, Lord.
You keep the good fight going.
Just like you had a nap before we did this or something.
Ugly mother.
He's like, you know, I get on that podcast and talk to Xavier.
Hey, you know what they say?
I'll let him know how ugly he is.
Well, I know. I can speak for both of us. We were excited to have you on because we knew we could talk some shit with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, when we decided to have guests, okay, you was one of the first people.
Okay.
It was Jules, you, Frank DeMint, okay, or what's that guy, gay guy's name? He says he ain't gay, plays the guitar. Def Goldblum.
He's openly gay.
Well, don't know me.
Oh,
okay. Thanks for telling me you're never riding home with me again, you son of a bitch. Because you didn't hit on me, motherfucker. No, I'm just playing. I feel some kind of fucking way now. No, I'm just playing.
We haven't reached out to any of these people either.
No, I don't give a fuck. I like Def. He's really funny.
We'll
okay? And I'm more than sure he'll do this show. But the thing about
Not
this...
anymore, but yeah. Okay.
we're going to deal with that then, buddy. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing worse than being hit on by a whole bunch of gay people than not being hit on by no fucking gay people. Did nobody find me sexy? Even though I don't want them.
Well, that's the only thing keeping me going is all those gay compliments I get, you know. I mean, I'm not getting it from the ladies, you know.
As you learn more and more, you'll see what I'm saying. It keeps him going. It's the gay compliments.
You just slowly blossom.
I know, yeah.
You just
It's gonna be,
appreciate, you know.
You know, to little Princess Starflower over there.
So was this whole spiel going somewhere? Or
Well, it was. This is the way it was going.
Talk to me.
Okay, when you came in, who came in with you? I mean, that year that you, first year that you doing comedy or any other comedians around?
Yeah. Jason Banks was still acting a great headliner then and now. Kenny Mack was not starting, but he was a veteran still back then too. Bobby Dots was a few years in.
Never heard of him.
Bobby Dots, he's part of that group of people. I'm not sure if he's still in Columbus anymore. I think he moved to either like Toledo or Dayton, I think.
I didn't know who fucking Jason Banks was for like 8 months of me being here.
He's amazing, dude.
Well, we were pretty new too. I mean.
Yeah, well, I mean himself. I mean, even though I was watching all these little stupid ass videos on YouTube, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That Derek character, I mean, I was watching other people do it and shit, and I'm like, this is weird. Yeah.
But those, what I was saying, those were like the veterans in the scene when I started. They still are. But when I was starting, one guy that started basically at the same time would be Nick Glasser. Easily one of my favorite people. He doesn't practice comedy anymore, but he was the original host of the Shrunken Head mic for 13 years. Before him.
13 years.
Yeah. That was a strong. I watched him from day one build the mic. Before him, we had Wonder Doug running that, and then before him, it was Adrian, I believe, and then it was something else before they turned it into comedy. But watching Nick run that mic as we were both becoming comics, he was somebody I watched as a host. I got a lot of inspiration watching him host that mic, and that was our Monday mic. And then we had Scarlet Gray on Tuesdays. Sometimes that room was just pure chaos. It was always packed. Like, it was a full room. It's Threes now that you know where Threes is. But there's always people in there, but it was not people
Packed
always.
with comics or audience?
Audience.
Nice.
Yeah, but there were patrons there just to drink and make noise. They were not there for comedy.
Yeah, Threes seem...
That makes it a hard room to do when they're not there for comedy.
Yeah. It makes it especially humiliating when you're talking to a room full of people who are not even paying attention to you. Yeah.
And then when they turn around to pay attention to you,
they look at you like you're crazy.
And you done lost all your gusto because Now your shit ain't funny because these bitches wasn't paying attention before, and now you look stupid to them motherfucker. Yeah, that's a lonely spot there. That's a rough room.
Sometimes you would have people like in the front, like listening, but like the majority of the room, unless you got them to shut up or the host got them to like calm down, that was the other side of that being like the worst version of that room where like not only were they could be really loud and not paying attention, or they could all be very quiet watching you and not laughing.
Yeah,
a room full of silent people watching you.
It's terrible.
Quietly bomb.
Oh.
Like,
well, yeah, I've felt that.
Yeah.
Trust me, shit sucks.
In America, he has felt it.
In that
so is everybody though. I mean, everybody has to fucking do that.
Yeah, it's part of the process.
Yeah.
It's part of the process.
So like in a room where
I
it's
didn't
just
want to
hectic
think
like
Brendan
that.
was not funny or no shit like that, but you know what I mean.
You know, America knows how to take you by now.
Oh,
they're learning. If you haven't figured it out by now, you know.
This is our Columbus version of Uncle Ruckus over here.
Uncle Ruckus.
See, I didn't know who that was the first time Steve called me that. You know what I mean? So I'd like you to take this back to him. Fuck you and him. Okay? I didn't know that. I just want you to carry that back to him.
Okay. Well, I don't think of you as like Uncle Ruckus.
I think that punk ass has done really wonders with Steven.
Nah, Steven's a cool comic, man. We talk all the time. That's easy one of my buddies. I think of you more of like Cosby, man. Because you know, now, Cosby now.
Don't worry. When you finish drinking that water. Oh, heaven die hard.
I just meant you're very distinguished looking, like you've lived a lot of life. You know, you've seen some things. You know.
So if you're in a room and it's chaotic, how do you think you
That motherfucker just called me old and don't think I know that, y'all. But that's alright, though. We're gonna let him go because he's a guest. But,
this is the CN show.
This is a great example. So when you're dealing with a chaotic, rowdy room,
oh my God.
You know what I mean? Like, how do you continue to do what you're trying to do? You know what I mean?
I would never do this out in public.
We just roast the crap out of this, man. That was great. Oh, man, that was a fun night.
I had fun too, fuck you. But I had fun. And thanks for bringing up bad. You know what I mean? I heard it.
Right behind you.
Wow. Shit.
Why we can't have nice things.
That's my fault. I've dropped this so many times at this point.
No, that's why I had to get a new one because I did this same
There's this thing
shit.
called a case. It's
Nah. At this point, it's I'm just gonna raw dog it. I'm good. But no, like chaotic rooms they're normal. You have to get used to that distraction that's gonna happen either with a heckler or a room that doesn't want to pay attention. For me, if I had that kind of room, I got two choices I need to make. Either just run with the people who are listening and let the rest of the room be chaotic, or try to wrangle up the room in some way that may waste most of my set, but then I'll maybe get one or two jokes off with everybody. So it just depends on what my goal is for that specific moment in that room. But yeah, I like the challenge if it's particularly chaotic and I have nothing better to do that night.
Simple solution. You have a gun, right? You shoot one in the air. Everyone shuts the fuck up, and then you say,
"Yeah."
It's just an idea. It's something I'm working out.
A black man to shoot a gun at club in Columbus, Ohio. That's an idea. Just fire away, my brother. You know, and look, check this out. Just tell me where you want me to send your cigarettes.
Are you playing video games on your phone?
The ADD is real. Listen, the first podcast, he sat there with an earbud in, listening to the game.
It was rough and...
Huh?
I didn't want to say nothing.
Okay.
Alright, well,
you're right, but I shouldn't be playing no games.
No, you should be watching Netflix at least. I would actually recommend if you're trying to figure out how to wrangle like a chaotic room. A lot of psychology goes into handling like that group dynamic. Either you could say something that gets everybody's attention, like an announcer, like, "Hey, I need to say something real quick," shh, you know, like make everybody shh.
Yeah.
They usually will like respond to that. Or if you do like a countdown, I don't know why that works. It's like school. It's a school.
So at his rowdy show that he was part of, G. Davis got up there and he just went quiet, and it got everybody to be quiet. But I don't know that. I mean, it was a social experience I got to witness firsthand. But I mean, he got everybody the quiet is. CN did a good job doing crowd work with a group of people he wrangled in, but it was a rough night. They weren't ready for it.
You know when people are drinking and like say they ain't coming.
Yeah, kind of like right now.
And Janaris was shaking her ass like it was a strip club. And
who?
Janaris.
Janaris.
Okay, and you know, I'm just can't shake like that no more. So they wasn't thrilled with seeing my punk ass.
Yeah, I mean, especially when he was trying, you know.
Well, you know, I tried to twerk.
Yeah.
But,
well,
you know,
I would leave too.
People started trying.
I had to take a Valium and some pain pills. And, you know, sleep standing up for last week. But
threw his back out. It was rough.
Yeah,
what do you do?
I mean, but hey,
Sounds tough.
she made it look so easy.
Well, you know, Daenerys is a very attractive lady.
No, her ass ain't. Okay.
Oh, she's not?
Okay. I
Yeah.
think she's gonna be on our show one time. But before she comes,
She
I want to totally
was.
piss her off.
Tell us that
No,
episode.
let her
Just
know
like
how
that.
I really, let her know how I really feel. Book me to be on some bullshit. but okay, I'm over it.
You're quite the charmer.
Well,
He's got away with words. He equally offends everybody, so it's almost not offensive then, you know? I think.
We give extra grace to people when they pass a certain age.
Yeah,
so,
thank
let
you.
them
It's like,
say
because
what
I
they
kind of like her
want.
because she got a big booty, so that makes her a friend. You know,
Yeah.
off the top. But
You are a friend. You're an ally to the
friend.
big booty.
Women.
There's a whole religion about that, actually. You
Oh, it
worship.
is?
Really?
Yeah, you worship women with big booties. Yeah.
And where the fuck is that at?
yeah, what
There's
church
some
is
shit I
that?
can buy. You know
What
what
is
I mean?
communion?
Yeah. Holy shit. Where do I have to buy a ticket to? Okay. 'Cause, if it's New Orleans, I'll be home.
I feel like that's something Kanye would start.
For sure.
The church of I love big butts and I cannot lie.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, you other brothers can't deny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he gets one.
When a girl walks in.
You couldn't do it, huh? You couldn't just keep going on with this thing.
That's the line.
I know you gotta do the rest, motherfucker.
I know.
I'm gonna test his lyricism. I gotta pee real quick. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what
Alright,
people
we're
have when
just-
they
we're
have,
just
you know,
gonna talk
bladder
about you,
infections.
But, you know.
Oh really? I got a bladder. It's better than pass the kidney stone.
I don't know how that is either, motherfucker.
Don't assume he still has kidneys.
Yeah,
right?
that's not no threat you can send my way. As they leave out, I just want y'all to know. You know, this may not look like it, but Xavier's gay. He wants to come out to the world, but he's a little shy. So all you gay men who like his look, the pirate look, okay? Why don't y'all send him an email or a text to support Xavier Daniels, the gay guy. You know, I couldn't say his whole name, dumbass.
Daniels.
Yeah, I couldn't say his whole name. That would have been wrong.
That's gonna be his alias now.
That's the one he has on Grindr.
Oh, nice. You just sold him out.
Well, fuck it.
Fuck it.
You gotta be you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm tired of motherfuckers hiding.
You gotta be you until you're a whole different person.
Ladies, we're looking for that special girl, that special forward.
Yes.
It's gonna go out with our young man here, and I just know there's someone out there, some little blind
You know
girl who
what?
ain't doing nothing.
See, and I think the one thing we
Some
gotta
little
talk about.
homely ass girl who ain't had a date as long as he ain't had a date. There's someone for everyone, and we're hoping that you're looking and wanting to date our, I want to say young man, but he ain't as young as he used to
we
be.
created a new
So we
alias
used to
for
want a
you.
motherfucker
New
with a job.
alias?
Yes, Xavier
Nah.
Daniels. Yes.
No.
Oh, CN did it. You didn't have to try.
Why would you do that?
Because he said that was your grinder thing, so,
Y'all gonna create a grinder for me?
well, you know.
You're welcome.
She said y'all. Oh my god.
He's single, girls. And, well,
Yeah.
or
Xavier,
guys.
what's the love life
He's single,
looking like?
Okay, yeah, so what's the love life looking like, Xavier?
Single as fuck, man.
For how long? Is it as long as me?
No, definitely not as long as you.
No, let me tell you something. I know trees that was little sprouts when you stopped fucking and are now grown fucking trees, okay? Stop playing. Children are climbing on these fucking trees, okay? Oh my goodness. We were not talking about your, you know, what do they call it when you don't have sex?
Celibacy.
You're celibacy.
Yeah, no, hold on, say that. What was that?
Let me just say this. I don't have good, you know, diction or even well diction when I drink. And y'all know, talking to these motherfuckers, well,
I think Cian's had more action when his diapers changed than you probably had the past few years.
You know, I don't know how to.
Well, let me just say this. Last year, from last year, I can only talk about it last year to now. Okay, I've had more sex than both of y'all. Okay, from last year to now. And it was all accidental.
Which hand was it? The right hand or left hand?
You'd have thought there's some of that too, but there's some. Look, I'm only gonna pay you $50 for this, because you know what I mean. But there was some other shit too, you know what I mean. And that's the shit we're talking about, okay? How you doing? Let's go out to dinner and then let's have sex, okay? And you're like,
well, hey.
Okay, so that leaves you know, for the team to pull the team up, because man, let me tell you. Jesus Christ. I had to witness all this shit too, and I'm like, I'm an old ass man. Oh, well,
Xavier,
let's go again, baby. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Because all my women used to say, poor Brendan. You know what I mean? I know somebody who'd like to go with him, but they never come up with that motherfucker. You know what I mean? And I'd be like, yeah, okay. You know, poor Brendan. You know what I mean? Why? You know what I mean? Tell me more about poor Brendan. You know what I mean? As I take off all my clothes. But the point is, man, you know, and then we start fucking, and I'll be thinking, wow, Brendan is missing some good shit. You know what I mean? However, you know who he likes?
Who's he like?
The only white girl that I know he likes is Jules.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not true. Not like that.
All right.
No, when I first met Jules, I definitely was guilty of hitting on her.
Yeah? How'd that work out for you?
Hey, Jules, you always was one of my buddies. Yeah. Okay, because I always
never worked out.
And let me just say this. How come you play with my titties, but you wouldn't go out with Brendan?
She's a lesbian. I mean, there's the big...
Well, so my difference is, well, if you're a lesbian, why you keep touching me? I don't understand. Oh, you and me. Okay, back to y'all.
You have a lot of feminine attributes, so that's probably why.
So,
I'm the biggest motherfucker in this room. I got feminine attributes. Oh my goodness. You remember what I told y'all? He's available.
So, Xavier, is it true that you only like white women?
Did I only like white women?
Yeah, dude, don't feel fucked up. Don't feel fucked up, because he sit there and that blind Larry, hey man, what's up? I hear about all this jungle fever that you had. And I was like, oh no, he didn't. Then she was playing motherfucker. Because Larry was like, what the fuck, I like you? What?
That was wild.
Oh yeah. So yeah, yes. You deserve to have to answer that question. Because Larry had to answer the motherfucker.
That's fair. No, I'm not only into white women.
I don't know. I've noticed.
And the white women that you date, do they call it jungle fever? Or, I mean, to you, in front you?
I think that's after, before my generation. That's all y'all.
He's in your generation, he's saying it.
No, it hangs around you, so we got it from your vernacular.
You are not blaming that motherfucker on me.
I have to. I have to believe you got that from somebody.
I heard it in a movie.
Wow. I laughed my ass off when you said that.
Tropic Thunder.
I applied for that role.
I thought that was Robert Downey Jr. played a good part. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, you know, sometimes it takes a white man to play a black man, I guess. That's what.
No, I don't think that part was good. I just thought the whole concept. I think he did well when he came out as Australian.
That was the part you were impressed with?
With the dark ass skin.
That was.
And then when he talked to that other dude, that dude said, Lance, and he said, no. And he said, no, wait a second, hold on. What did you just say? It's going to Lance.
Voice change and everything.
Yeah. Oh, that fucked me up. That dude was trying to not come out, but he came out. The only brother on the show. Man, a white dude acting like a brother, and then the brother happened to be gay. So, speaking of which, how's your dating life, Xavier?
You in these transitions, man. Oh, man. Well, I mean, like I said, single.
What things that you did?
There's no time to date. There isn't. And I'm okay with that. You know, I would prefer to have more of my time invested in comedy because I want to.
Another one. You're okay with not dating?
Yeah. Are you okay with me not dating?
Well, that's why.
That's why
we brought
that
you
deep sigh was like.
They have one over here.
Xavier,
You know,
well, you know I was
the
seeing
celibate Sam over here.
Oh, I didn't say I wasn't
go.
fucking. I just said I wasn't dating.
Oh, there we go.
That's all.
Because he's not doing either. Okay, so.
That's crazy.
Okay, well at least you're back.
Why are
in the
those
shit.
coupled together?
I mean, but here's
I'm
the
okay
thing.
with not dating. Oh, so you ain't fucking. I didn't say I wasn't fucking. I just said I wouldn't date.
I guess he's just used to my situation.
I
so
see.
yeah,
I see.
yeah,
All that applies for you, and he's like,
Yeah.
that's got to be one size fits all for all of us. I suppose. Are you playing a game or watching a show?
He is the mental.
Football? Okay. Cool. Cool.
Well, let's pivot a little bit because I feel like Xavier's not really going to give us any juicy details on the dating life. You know.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, as long as CN can talk for as long as possible, there'll be no way I can finish any real thought.
Okay, well, before we move on, you got a real thought you can
Just warns me all over to have this motherfucker here.
Like the personification of a run-on sentence, man. Like,
Ooh. This is the type of motherfucker that you get heartburn from having around. Check this out, though. Let me just say this.
it's like you told yourself as soon as the camera's on, don't stop talking. And then when you do, take a quick breath. And whatever first thought you got, like, spit it out.
Is it just me? Are all these attacks warranted in America? I don't believe they are. But I understand. He's younger, less fortunate, less prosperous, or less good looking, and he's a little jealous. But you can see why.
Yes.
Okay?
I'm going a little blonde, as you can see, so the quality of what I'm looking for is going down.
Say blonde or blonde?
Yeah, I thought he said blonde. I thought he said blonde too. That's why.
I was like, I do be like white women.
Yeah, that's why I put my head down. I thought he said blonde. I was like, oh my god.
There was no question if I liked white women. I love white women.
Oh my god.
But the question was if I only liked white women. I don't only like white women.
Okay, all
So
right.
do you only date white women?
No.
Okay.
No. And my first 3 girlfriends were black.
Ladies, we're gonna need your email in. If you have seen, I'm just joking.
Yeah, I need somebody to corroborate any of this story.
Wow.
Think I'm just all we ever seen him with was some white women. Okay? So
Which there's nothing wrong with that.
now, because at least he's with a woman. There we
So,
go.
to change subjects, what do you like about hosting open mics?
I haven't seen CN with a woman near him that wanted to be near him. Like,
Well, we call that the Cosby effect.
Things up, baby. Don't worry
it was
about
always leaning because he was like, yeah,
Don't worry about
some
it.
kind of drug or.
They might not like it.
They
but
was trying to
they'll
ask him, like, you're a nice
You
old
look
man,
better.
you know, just tapping
And you
his
look
titties.
better and more successful than the chicks he dates. So, and of course, well, that's all for nothing. But over here, he dated at least a woman.
At
And
least
so,
one woman.
and you look better than all them hoes he dates.
Alright. So what do you like about hosting open mics?
He meets a lot of whores.
Yeah.
That's why.
Man,
I don't care as a single guy. You overdo an open mic. You don't like it because you get to meet women?
I love meeting women.
Okay, what the fuck are you? Why was I saying something wrong?
Well, you call them whores.
Well,
They're not always whores.
if they're fucking with him, you gotta give me, you know what I mean, 50-50.
Men can be whores too, as we now know and see.
Not in your case.
Anyways, what do you like?
You're like the
about
reverse of a male whore.
Need some holy water. Just shut the fuck up.
No, I can't have my apartment burned down.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
So you can't tell me to show. This is my motherfucking show.
You're right. But
Okay,
let's
thank
let him
you,
answer
Amanda.
the question.
It hurt really because I try to be nice to my guests, but it's Xavier Dunson.
This is you being nice, man. In case it's man on a mean day. You know. So the question, the question is, what exactly? What question?
What
am
do
I
you like
answering?
about hosting open mics?
I thought we were still on the white woman time.
No.
Oh, we got off of that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do
what-
you like
did
about-
you want more of that?
We'll
You
come
want
back.
more answers
We'll come back.
around?
Hey, we ain't got nothing but time, so you know.
Well, no, we don't, motherfucker. My time is
Then
valuable.
shut the front
Okay,
door.
go
This time is limited. Did you not hear about his last doctor visit? Like,
Yeah. These old jokes. I think somebody who has an NARRP card or an AARP, but the N was for the black folks. Okay, I need us to write in and tell this motherfuckers we will
Just
not
start
have this.
answering, please.
or you're part of that founding class of the NAACP.
Yeah, the N's actually for Norville.
Norville Shelton.
Yeah, the cat's out the bag. Anyways, if you know, you know, alright?
I love this man. He was part of that original civil rights activist.
Bitch, we heard you the first time, okay?
Out there dapping up Martin Luther King. Talking shit to Rosa Parks.
My feelings are so fucking.
He was so upset when she sat in front of the bus. He's like, bitch, I got work.
Oh, that's all.
I work very hard, America. I work very hard, America, to bring you quality content. But then he keeps booking motherfuckers like this on the show. So what can we say? Okay.
Well, here's the thing: is I'm starting to think that the reason Xavier didn't come the first time is because he knew this was the bullshit he was gonna have to put up.
Because you told me he was with a drag queen the night before. You told me to tell the truth.
Because I was
with
what?
a drag queen.
Because I was what?
Well, he might have been locking
told me-
legs with a drag queen at the bar, but I didn't want to judge him and put his business out there.
Wait,
I don't
what?
give a fuck, okay? He said you was with a drag queen and you was probably kissing on that motherfucker. That's why you couldn't make it the night before. That's what he said. Okay? I didn't want to say that, but I can see maybe how
Since
it
it's
could be possible.
2024, this is totally acceptable.
Wednesday night.
Not that it's acceptable because I was gonna talk shit, but I can see how you might have. You know.
We're unleashing
I
the
can
whole
see how
bag.
I can see how it might have happened.
Wow.
I mean, that's what he told me. I'm just
saying.
telling you because I'm trying to be your friend and tell you.
Oh, that's what he
he
actually said. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well,
Not something you wanted to have said.
I didn't even want to tell his story because you look kind of bad up in this. I mean, you don't look real good.
Well, food poisoning will do that to you. So.
You had food poisoning.
Is that what we call it nowadays?
Wow.
Wow.
Would not be a party. Being an attack on you like that is that's fucked up.
So
See,
the first guest we ever had walk out of the podcast.
no, because if he wants to be a part of the HBJ or 17Q community, I have nothing to say about this. You're going to have them motherfuckers riding on that. Okay, so.
Alphabet boys.
He said it though. I know, it's fucked up. Now, don't you want to say something bad about him?
No, not because he was spreading lies, but because he was just inaccurate.
That's what a lie is. Did you go to college?
I made a joke.
I was.
You go to college, motherfucker?
I did, and
You know what a lie is. It's spreading inaccuracy.
And for some context of the joke, we're at a mic the night before, and there was a drag comic that was very.
That's a drag queen, motherfucker. Said it was a weird.
I don't know.
All of
They
us
weren't dressed in drag, but
public, and I
said they were
ain't
drag.
politically correct at all.
And,
so
and
I would like to know what the fuck we talking about.
And he or she, whatever they identify as,
Yeah.
was trying to get real close to
Xavier?
most of the people there.
Yeah, Xavier is one of them people that he was trying to get close to.
I think Xavier's just so hospitable.
Oh, so you're saying that Xavier is a man? Okay, hold on. Would you like to tell what happened to Xavier?
I want to finish this story because he's gonna say whatever he was.
That's all. That's all.
That was it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
What happened to Xavier? Because anybody can come to your because I've seen Dylan there, so I know anybody can come to your motherfucking.
Oh my gosh!
Dylan, we gotta have you on the
We
show.
gotta talk about Dylan.
Yeah, we gotta have you on the show, Dylan, because you were one of my funniest. You were so funny with your weird ass self. Anyway.
I'm not sure if there's enough video space for y'all's podcast to have Dylan on here.
Oh, y'all love Dylan. He is so crazy. One time he said, he called Miko Will Smith on crack.
Man, that was.
I almost died.
He told me that was crazy.
I watched Dylan clear some rooms.
Oh, Dylan.
For sure.
Dylan is so funny. But so go ahead and tell us, you was with a person like Dylan.
Wow. Man, your age.
Or was it like
your
an
age
ugly
is showing.
chick? Was it an ugly chick or what?
Are you talking about Tez? Like Cortez?
I don't know. Whoever the last person was at 3s last week.
At 4s.
Or 4s.
Oh, you know, motherfucker, 'cause you just corrected him.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm trying
I
to
don't
clarify whatever I think
I walked
y'all are
into the
talking
most
about.
crazy set. I didn't see. For me, it was funny because I didn't know the context of the situation. I was like, is this person meaning to sound this drunk or are they like this drunk? And I thought they were funny, but everyone kind of seemed pissed. Steve just looked offended back there. What was that going on?
He's just irritated because he talked during Steven's set. So he was like, I'm gonna talk during your set, and it was like, you have no clue. This dude is drunk as fuck. Like Cortez got drunk as fuck.
Yeah.
So that's primarily what that was.
For America, for those who I want to give it fairness, for those of you who don't know, you can talk to Steven set. They're not that funny.
Oh my God, Steve, we will have you on here to defend yourself. All right?
You know, it's pretty quiet when he's on stage. So,
Damn.
you know what
Steven,
I mean?
you don't have to be offended.
It's a good time for a conversation. But go ahead.
You don't have to be offended by a man who's built like Winnie the Pooh. You should never be offended by anything that comes out of
We're
his
just
mouth.
happy he's wearing pants today.
But the story is about him with a drag queen, but I need to be watching myself. But go ahead and finish the story.
Okay, so Cortez cannot confirm or deny what he does like with his hobbies and whatnot.
Does he look like a man or does he look like a girl?
The only reason I said drag queen is because they.
Does he look like a girl or does he look like a man?
Oh, Cortez looks
A
like a
very
gay
feminine.
man.
A very.
He looks like a gay man. Is he flamboyant?
Yeah, he's very flamboyant.
Oh my God.
Cortez, we'd love to have you on the show. We want to check the other side of this story. So we'd love to have you on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, Brendan's single.
Oh my God.
I'm getting married.
So if you,
I love you,
if
baby.
you want to take this opportunity to answer why you love hosting open mic.
Sure. Let me just go ahead and put a bow on that conversation about Forrest that night. So yeah, Cortez.
Yeah, he tried to make you not finish this story.
Yeah,
I was
just leave it on cliffhanger.
Yeah, like this some bullshit.
Well, you know,
like that dude ain't gonna see this and
I
be
was
upset.
giving you an out, you know.
No,
I mean, that's
fuck that shit. We won't. Yeah, you brought it up, you moron.
You brought it up.
But you told me to. Okay,
So
he has a
Cortez-
list of shit, and he told me I get 3, and so.
so Cortez, who's an openly gay black man, got drunk as fuck.
Is he? I hope your parents are watching, and that they already know that you're openly gay. But go ahead.
Just keep going. Please.
Yeah.
All right.
So he went last, and yeah, he
I'm
was.
laying out in you. Go ahead.
You can't.
I'm not saying anything he hasn't already said to other people publicly. Like I'm not spreading secrets.
So allegedly, you're a gay black man in the comedy scene. Okay,
This is crazy. So yeah, no, I mean, I think what y'all are referring to is he is a very touchy person. So he like would occasionally, reach over to me, like do like a sidearm hug or try to full blown hug me. And
he tried to kiss you as he hugs you.
No. He never tried to kiss
that
me.
night he did.
So plot thickens. Hold on, time out.
No, I don't.
I didn't know nothing about all this, so now my questions have to change. Hold on, wait a second, America. I will find out, because I am your investigative
Xavier,
reporter.
Listen, I gave you it out. All right?
No, and I'm gonna make this very clear.
What?
He never tried to kiss me. Was he like? Did he keep trying to hug me a bunch of times? Yes, he did hug me a few times.
Were you locking legs at the bar?
Hell no. I like Cortez, but not like that. And he comes
This thing, I don't know what I'm talking about. It's hard on my heart. all this news information, hard on my goddamn heart.
Older generation homophobia is catching
Oh,
up.
yeah. I'm
It's just
kicking
that
it right now
Cortez
for
just
sure.
can't handle this.
Yeah,
I'm like,
all the racism and then all the motherfucking homosexuality is just too much for me to handle at one period, at one time.
we are friends. Like, I've known Cortez for at least a couple of years at this point. But yeah, no, it was just, just being extra.
Was it a good relationship so far?
Yeah,
Is it pretty much over now? What the fuck happened on that podcast?
He actually has a great sense of humor, so he may
I
not.
hope he does, because we want you on, Cortez, because again, we want to know the other side of this, because, inquiry minds.
Well, to wrap that up, because I'm sure he has a billion more questions and jokes. He was, like I said,
A billion more jokes, because I got your baby pictures and everything right here. We gonna show them. Go ahead.
He was very touchy.
Try to
so I could see how that might be perceived as something. But no, we're just friends. And that night, he was extra loud during other comic sets, like Steven said. So that's why Steven was a little irritated when he got there at the end. He wanted to watch his set, but also kind of give him what he was getting during his set.
Right.
But he left at the same time we all did that night. Man, he even gave me like some
Go
syrup.
right on. Just asking what happened.
Asking for a friend?
I have my own car.
And that's why everybody finds it odd that he gave you a ride home.
He didn't give me a ride.
We know that you have a vehicle But you know, so does he have a? Let me just ask a question. This car is it automatic or is
What's
it
his best
stick
use?
shift? Did you play with this stick going home? The point is, Brendan said all this, and I haven't.
Did he really? You're just echoing everything Brendan said.
No,
You
don't even know.
can't blame me for this, but
Oh no. See, when I talked to him on the phone, he said
I made a joke, but I did not.
Yeah.
I made a similar joke to the one I texted to you.
Sure.
Yes.
I remember reading it.
Yeah.
And then he just say something.
Xavier's
How
like,
dare
yeah,
you.
I remember hating you
How
for
dare your
everything.
narcissistic
No, I
ass
didn't.
have motherfuckers text you what the questions they gonna ask first? Oh my goodness. That's
What are you talking
that's
about?
so me. You know? I wouldn't know the fuck you gonna say before you say it. I get it.
I mean, I glanced over it, but I really didn't have a chance to.
He didn't ask for that. You just did it.
That's,
Don't fucking put that on him.
Let me just say this.
You old.
When I'm working a routine, go with it, motherfucker.
No.
Okay, I'm just so tired of having to work by myself with a 2-man group. Okay,
I gotta be the devil's advocate. I gotta piss Xavier off and be on his side. All right, we can't make our guests feel uncomfortable.
Well, that's true though.
Okay.
You know how white people are. And again, that is the thing of my memoirs. You know
So
what I mean?
Xavier, what do you like about hosting open mics?
You know how white people are. That's gonna be the topic.
as much as you love gaslighting, I have no problems with my relationship with everybody in the scene, including Cortez.
Are you back to this shit? I thought we had left this alone. Okay, first of all, America, he's not gay, and we was fucking with him, okay? Oh, my goodness. Oh, Jesus Christ. I thought we was on some other shit. Okay, are we ready?
You're good. It's
Okay.
filming. I'm just
Oh my goodness!
I'm just making sure, you know.
I'm not drunk enough for this. The rest of this interview.
It's almost over.
Is it almost over?
Yeah,
Okay,
you got
that's
about
good.
15, 20 minutes.
That's good.
Okay, because we're going to talk about something different, though.
Oh, perfect.
Because I do that with everybody. Okay, is the thing on?
Dude, it's been that one's on.
Okay, what if I asked you, was that one on mother? See, this is why. This is anarchy. This whole system is breaking down.
Disorganized
This is-
chaos, yeah.
And I feel like if I
Organized
videotape
chaos.
my life like this,
Organized chaos, you think?
yeah,
Okay.
when I kill him, then the judge will understand. Because halfway through the shit, the judge is going to say himself, I did kill that motherfucker too, right here, Mr. Shelton. So I'm never going to go to prison for murder forever. So let me ask you a question. Do you believe in aliens?
Do I believe in them?
Mm-hmm.
I like to think that we have aliens for sure. Do I believe in them though? Like,
What? Do you believe there's life, extraterrestrial life?
for sure.
Okay.
We can't be the only thing in the whole solar system. That would be absurd. What the heck do we have here? Is that?
It's Korean, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So
You just
buy
have
any beer that's cheap.
you just have Korean apple juice on
There's
that?
this Korean restaurant right there, like
Okay.
right over there. The best. It's one in a kind. It's called Restaurant Silla. My girl Moon owns it from Korea. It's the most unique, best restaurant experience you will ever have in your life.
Cool.
And she just always gives me stuff, and
Does she give you stuff because she feels bad for you, or because she really likes you as a
probably
friend?
both. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways,
You said
back
his
to-
girl Moon. I was.
Anyways, what were you guys talking about?
The first one.
You don't have to have it, but I figured you might like it. I don't know.
No, I'll try it. I mean,
I don't know what it tastes
Is it
like
just-
at all. It probably
Oh,
has.
No, but see, this is what you can
look
do.
at his holes poked in it. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you know, you gotta get the drugs in.
Let me
there
take it out.
somehow.
Hold on. That's my present. Anyway, pour it in your things when you pour some back in there so you can be happy.
Well,
Yeah.
Drink that fucking water and stop playing.
Here's what I'll do. I'll drink this
Act
because
like a
the
wimp.
water is it's running
Yeah.
through me, unfortunately.
well,
So you got a
that's
urinary
what it-
tract infection, but that's not the point.
That's healthy, actually, to pee that much. You should know.
When I be peeing that much, I don't be
Father
planning on it.
Many sons.
Sometimes I don't even make it to the bathroom. Sometimes I don't even get up.
Are you peeing right now?
Well,
I don't want to clean that shit up again. I'm gonna put your nose in it, shit.
We just hear.
I had Larry so drunk the other night thought he could see.
That is very funny.
It was a Christmas miracle.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Good. What's it taste like? Is it
If
like,
it wasn't so bad, then he floods it in
like, not so bad. Throws that shit out the window. You just leave the.
Actually, it just tastes like apple juice.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
normal ass apple juice.
Well, probably only has 100 grams of sugar or something. You know?
Cool.
You'll be alright.
Maybe the alcohol. We unfolded this whole bag of.
Don't bring it back up now. Can we get it?
Well, because I don't want to bring it back up either. But you and Cortez.
See, I didn't. He did. He was waiting.
But I
Oh
wasn't
my
going to go
God.
there, but you did it. Okay. So you're going to answer the question about hosting, or we have to talk about your love life one more
We're gonna
time?
talk
I don't know.
about
I want to talk about what y'all want to talk about.
Right.
Do you want to talk about that, or you want to talk about what you? I'm watching the games. It really
I want to
matter.
do it all. You know, I want to talk about it all.
Okay,
So
well,
you
let's do it all.
Yeah.
What do I like about hosting? I love helping maintain the energy in the room when it's high. I love figuring out the room with the comics, between comics, so that anybody that comes up later on in the mic can sort of grasp what's going on in the room, because every room is different, every night is different, and it's fun as a host to have some commentary on what's going on, to either give comics something to play off of or to feed into their set so they have energy going up on stage. You know what I'm saying? So I love being able to help in that regard. Because usually if I just go to a mic to watch or to perform and I'm not hosting, I don't have that kind of ability.
Right.
I just have to participate when it's my turn to get up on stage, and then just sort of be an audience member for the rest of the night.
Well, what's the last mic you've been to outside of yours?
Good question. It's been a few weeks.
What's the holdup?
What's the hold up?
Yeah, what are you doing? You don't gotta practice the crap? Huh?
I want to, but running 3 mics, and now that they switched the one over to where I'm doing Tuesday and Wednesday back to back, it's a little tiring.
Oh, I bet.
So that was one of my goals. Because I originally was. So when I first started all the mics, I was going to virtually every mic in the week.
Right.
On top of hosting
when I
my
first
mics.
started, I seen you
Yeah.
all over.
Yeah. It started to take its toll on me, I think. Like, hosting all the mics that I have in the week and going to the mics, it started to, like, build up. Because I was basically out every night, and then I was getting up early for work, and then going back out and doing it again every night.
Yeah.
So
For work, you got a job?
yes, I have a day job.
Hold on. Newsflash. This motherfucker ain't unemployed.
Who told you I was unemployed?
That's an assumption.
That's
That's
crazy,
the way you
man.
dress, we didn't know. Okay, so here's the thing.
I shouldn't be surprised. I can literally see half of what you're thinking up there.
Yeah. Yeah, if you knew that, you know I thought your ass was unemployed and broke. Okay, so what do you do?
That's why it didn't shock me too much.
What do you do?
I'm a gate clerk at a trucking company.
A gay clerk?
Gate.
Oh, okay.
Gate.
You know, I was on it too. I was like, I told y'all. And I was about to say, I told y'all.
Y'all can't read.
I can't even have. First of all,
Y'all can't
well, I can't have your.
Xavier, we're sorry. We're just, maybe, we just love you so much. We just love, you know.
I can see the CN in you, and I can see where CN grew up in the South. I can see it. I can see it all.
Yeah, it's my fault because
Please
we talked to
never
motherfucker
say-
when he said he got a list, but he said gatekeeper, and we thought gatekeeper, and he meant gate. How the fuck did we know? Okay, so what do you do as a gatekeeper?
I said gate clerk. Gate clerk. For
Okay.
a trucking company.
Okay, time out. Ooh. What do you do as a gate clerk?
Well,
Because we kind of figured we knew what you did as a gate clerk. So you as a gate clerk.
well, that's such a dumb.
It makes no sense.
Not at all.
Don't worry.
I'm like, I don't even know how to respond to that.
Nobody's gonna be like, damn, he got him.
Yeah, really fooled him. Like, what? Jesus.
'Cause I can see you as a gate clerk. I was thinking you on the stage stripping and shit, you know, in for all the truckers.
Don't project your fantasies.
Yeah, I'm like,
Alright,
don't give me what you
But
used to.
as a gate clerk, I'm like, well,
What is
what
that?
the fuck is that? You know, so what do you do?
Well, basically, I check in boxes and chassis when they bring them into the facility, and then when they're checking them out from the facility, I help them out gate.
Okay, so like, do they use a yard dog and move stuff around?
I'm just in charge of the administrative part of it, so they're coming in with like booking numbers.
Yeah.
or
Okay.
They have
Do
information.
they give
to
you
me.
a gun?
No, I don't need a gun.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there are people at the job with guns, but I mean, it's,
Okay, so
but they also
when-
have their CCW. You know.
So it is a place like a a distribution holding warehouse or something like that? Y'all bringing people to sit in and they're taking different trucks out?
No, we have like 2 trailers. So like I have a trailer, me and another gate clerk. He does the in-gating, I do the out-gating. And so when people come in to drop something off or to pick something up, they'll stop at the in-gate. And then when they finish what they're doing, if they're picking something up, they stop at the out-gate and I out-gate them. If they were just dropping off, they just leave.
Okay.
So that's from a trailer. The whole campus is pretty big though. It's over there off of what's that? South High Street? Over there by the casino? Side of Downs.
They have a casino?
Huh?
They have a casino?
The racino over there?
Well,
El Dorado?
Casino
No, that's the west side. Over there, like if you started traveling south towards Circleville, there's... You don't know about the racino? There's got the horse track and everything?
Hey, we probably shouldn't tell him anything.
Oh, well.
He's already got enough bad habits.
You fit right in, bro. I used to work there. It's
we don't need him going off the rails anymore. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, 'cause, you know, with the whores and the drugs, not to mention the drinking,
Fair
and
enough.
the fact that, you know, I very seldom go to work.
That's
It's a rough life I live.
Yeah, man. So when you were saying unemployed, you were projecting. Got it.
I'm the boss, bitch. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I thought he was watching cartoons. He's still watching football. I'll be right back. This shit is running through me. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good, man.
I do use the bathroom 3 times. Just like a girl.
I mean, so you get it then, right?
I gotta use it too.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. You and Cortez was together. That's why you use the bathroom like that. That's what I get, motherfucker. I'm not sure Cortez was a fucking woman in this shit. It seems like right now you got an affliction, but that's all right. Tetracycline, penicillin, clear you right the fuck on there. You nasty bastard.
Oh my gosh. Oh Lord.
You don't want to start it anyway.
Anyways,
The 49ers playing, man.
who's playing? Who you listening to?
The 49ers, yeah, I don't know. Wherever it is, it don't look cold. She ain't in no motherfucking parka.
Parka.
Oh, yeah, because you know, you go outside right now, it's going on motherfucking Rams. I went so many Rams games I was in LA, I really like, I don't like the stadium.
Okay. I'm impressed you haven't had to go to the bathroom at all.
Yeah. Is that really what impressed you?
Yeah, actually. Yeah. Among other things, that's the most impressive thing.
So while Brenda's out the room, shut the fuck up. While Brenda's out the room, we're going to find him a date American. Okay, now listen. At first we wanted a woman with a good career, but fuck that shit. Okay, you can work at a dollar store. We don't give a fuck. As long as you're... Well, at first we didn't want no fat girls or no Bowsers. But we accept everybody now. But as you see, we ain't working with... He's not much America, but he's a good man. He's a Christian. And I believe he's gay. Okay? So, we need some nice ladies for him to date. So that when it don't work with nobody, and it's not. He's got all the gay stuff. He's got a little dog and everything. You know what I mean? All he needs is a man. But we don't say woman for me.
You're a very supportive friend, you know
I
that?
try to be. This is my girl says he's not gay. He's just a sensitive guy. And I'm like, girl, what the fuck is wrong with you? But I mean, that's my boy, though. So, you know, I try to stick up for him. But I just know what I know.
He's very lucky to have you.
Well, it was just me or that boulder he was fucking around with. And he was standing there by the water. So I didn't know what to do. It's amazing thing. So check it out. In our podcast, we're trying to highlight the comedic world, right?
Sure.
But I'm gonna have some other people who are just not comics.
Sure.
Okay, because who wants to see that boring ass shit all the time?
For sure.
Okay. So I also like to create a little controversy, like I did with your little dating life.
Okay.
Okay. And so let me ask you, when you rank comedians in comedy world of Columbus comedy.
Oh man.
Okay.
You really want some tea? That's
Well, who do you see at the top?
Like just our whole scene, like
yeah,
veterans,
yeah,
up and comers.
right, yeah. Who do you see at the top?
I mean, I already mentioned Jason, but I genuinely believe he's one of the best ones we have in the scene for a few different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
He has figured out the social media aspect of stuff. He's got millions of followers.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic performer.
Yeah.
If you talk to him in person, like he's a cool dude to talk to, and he's a fantastic writer too. Like I've written with him a couple times. And if you ask him for advice and stuff, he's open to giving it. Which I got some really cool advice from him when I was trying to put together longer sets. I watched him do like some of his first hours, and it was inspiring because I hadn't seen anybody locally do that. So for me, seeing everybody in our scene, he's among the best we have to offer the comedy world, and I would recommend him like 10 times out of 10 as far as like that top tier comedy in the scene. And his group of comics that he usually runs with, they're all good examples of comedians in the scene as well. I mentioned them already earlier, like him, Bobby Dodds, Henry Allen. Who else is in that group?
I have no idea.
Huh?
Are you mean to me? Pulled out your phone in the middle of the Almighty podcast? You know Brendan's gonna lose his fucking mind if he
Could have been my mom, man.
Man, it doesn't matter. Brendan will absolutely. Man, he's lucky he didn't see that. He's gonna high karate kick.
It literally could have been my mom.
I mean, I'm just saying though, he does not allow people to fuck
just
around.
so you guys know, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb for y'all.
Right.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, if my mom calls, I'll take it.
And I put my phone down, okay? I ain't turning the fuck off or nothing, okay? Here's the thing.
Kenny Martin's another great comic, dude. He actually just won over the past year the World Series of Comedy.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Beat out over 400 comics, I believe. And representing Columbus, man. And that's another reason I really believe in our scene. We have people that are making it on almost every level you can imagine in the world of entertainment as comedians, and they're still local to our scene. So that by default elevates the quality that we see by default.
Okay, well, so you said like the Mount Rushmore of Columbus comedy. So let's go a little bit further down, okay? Because I can't help myself. Where do you see a person like I'd say Joey Lee? So where do you see him at in the pantheon of comedic genius in Columbus society?
Did you say Joey Lee?
That's what the fuck I see.
All right, I'll just make sure because you pointed at him. I was like,
Guys, I'm gonna tell you, you don't have to talk about anybody you don't want to. But.
Sure. I mean,
you have to answer all the questions, moron. Okay.
I'm an open book. I don't care.
I like Joey. I think Joey.
I say, where do you rank him?
Where do I rank
him?
As far as comedic talent in the scene or just in general?
Ain't I a stinker? Go ahead.
No, I mean, as far as a performer, Joey has comedic talent.
I didn't say that.
You asked for an answer.
No, I said, go ahead.
You asked for an answer. I'm answering it. The way that I answer questions.
Answer the goddamn question.
Listen, now you know what I gotta work.
Let me ask you this question. Anyways, question answer's dumb. So like that's what's happening.
He's consistent, you know.
Joey wouldn't be in my top comics in the scene.
Not at all.
Not in the top comics, but he's
what about yours? Would he be in the top?
We're gonna let him finish it.
You don't get the turn when I was saying to a soundbite. Fuck you. Like I'm saying. He's not my top comic, but he's not a bad comic. Like
no, he has good technique. He does.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know too many comics that do what he does as far as like his style of comedy. Like I've never seen him do a bad show. He does have like a weird style at the open mic sometimes with like that keeps and trash stuff. That's a little.
That's a show. Okay, but here's the thing though.
He does that show sometimes too.
All
but
the time. But check this out. First of all, he has good technique.
Yeah.
Okay. And he uses that to placate the audience so that he draws them in. Okay, but see, and the reason
calculated.
And the reason I ask is because I think he sucks. But the reason I asked was because that's my bottom, and then you had your top. So who's in the middle?
I mean, honestly, everybody's in between.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck what you think either. So go ahead.
I mean, if who I said was like the top and he's the bottom,
Yeah.
to you, it's the rest of the scenes right there in the middle.
Like everybody else.
Everybody's literally just
that kind of makes sense. Yeah.
They would have to be, bro. There's no way to literally create a numbered list in the scene because that would get way too
Much crazy. People
way too chaotic to get into the details, man.
Which makes
Then
me
once
think
you see that shit,
of the list.
The list.
scene.
Yeah,
Listen,
people
man.
be so pissed.
You want to talk about a list? That list
That
has
shit
been
is
so
funny.
controversial since it started, man.
Yeah, it is what it is, right?
Yeah,
So-
but
I mean, because you're only as good as your last set.
That's very true. That's very true. But I think things like that list, from Columbus Underground, it does serve a purpose in our scene. Not always being the most accurate representation of the comics in our scene, but it does serve as an accolade for the readership of that publication. So like if you follow Columbus Underground or anything like that, and that's
So
how
you
they
follow that. You look in the paper and you look at all the people who died, and you're reviewing a narcolepsy or a necrolepsy or whatever the fuck it's called, fucking dead people, then that's where you go. That's what the fuck you just said, which was nothing. Okay, hold on.
So that's how
that Columbus comedy bullshit is bullshit. If you're an underground comedian, that was bullshit. Okay? I like Miko is one of the better comedians. However, he's got a little fucking attitude. But I mean, but he's one of the better comedians, and he wasn't in there represented like I thought he should have been.
sure.
Well, we don't know how the list is formed.
Well, that's all it's saying. We do. We actually do know how it's formed. That's all I was getting at. The list itself from Columbus Underground is orchestrated from people sending that were nominated on there to their friends and everything to vote for them. And then it's the readership of their
They're saying, that's why I said.
And it
If
says it at
you
the
look
bottom
at
of
the
the list.
obituaries, then you're in the fucking dead people. That's your book. Okay, it's the same shit.
But
okay?
I think what's fun about it is
because only the readers of that book know, what's going on.
But
I think it's a little unfair.
I like that it kind of sparks a fire under people, right? It's a little competitive. I think it's good because they have.
I don't think it's good.
They have every right to make any fucking list they want.
Well, they could, but here's the thing.
We can make our own
people
list
like
if we
what's that dude
wanted
named
to.
Barack have these old fucked up ass shows that nobody go to,
Oh my gosh, Brock, sorry. We all speak for ourselves here.
Well,
we don't speak
I don't give
for
a
each
fuck. Okay, I know fucked up shows that just waters down the talent of the fucking community.
God.
Okay, so
If you were wondering how CN felt,
It's zero.
yeah, it's some bullshit.
Hey,
You don't think having all these shows waters down what happens in the Columbus community? I mean, because if they had less shows, okay, and they'd have better comics on them fucking shows.
No. I think having more shows in the scene does help the scene.
I do not think so at all.
Well, you take our scene and put it in comparison to a much bigger market like Chicago or
LA.
or LA or New York.
Okay,
These
go
are the
ahead.
big three, right? Chicago, New York, LA.
Yeah, let's
now
go with
Austin.
And now Austin, which
Okay.
is doing a great, that's a crazy scene too.
Okay.
But you put these scenes in perspective, we're a much smaller scene by comparison. They have a lot more shows, a lot more mics,
And
and
have more quality.
Well,
okay,
not always.
Let me interject real quick.
Go ahead.
I'm sure we are, and I think
You're saying to me to shut up in my own
we
show.
have-
But that's all right, though. I'm gonna do
we
it
have
because
less
I feel like-
representation, right? And I think that's a Midwest thing, right? When you're not in the big original cities, unless you're going there already famous, it's gonna be hard to be highlighted. Like Columbus, unless they decide, some famous people decide to come camp out in Columbus and make the scene like they did with Austin, we're always gonna be
What?
trying to compete with the bigger cities.
Oh,
Because think about how many comics we have and how many mics you have. You can go to a mic every day of the week here.
multiple mics every day. I mean, Thursdays are a little
Not,
thin right
not all
now.
cities can say that.
Yeah, no, and we have
you're right about that.
we have quality stage time at
Except
our
LA.
mics.
Yeah, LA and New York, they have mics every night.
They do multiple,
Alright.
and I feel like I'm touching on multiple
And that's
things
alright.
at once.
Do it all.
But I was gonna say, as far as that,
Conversation orgy. What?
that's wild. I do feel like, because it got lost in the conversation. The list itself from Columbus Underground It does come from its readership, and even though it does create a lot of controversy and mixed feelings and hurt feelings too at that, I do think it does serve a purpose for the grander scheme of things in our scene. It's just another thing that people can participate in or have access to when they're trying to build their comedy resume. Is it always accurate to what's going on in the whole scene? No, nothing is. Nothing ever will be, because it's always going to be partiality.
It has a name for itself.
Sure. Yeah. So it's like they're going to have certain people that gravitate to it and like pump it up and whatever.
And like you were saying though, the more shows is good, because the thing is, if there was less shows to represent us, if a clique got hold of that, of the less amount of shows, you might not even have a chance to break in the door, because if you're not part of the clique, you know, so with there being so many shows, it gives people who maybe aren't as close a chance to, you know, perform.
Prove off to some bullshit. Okay, we're all fighting for the same entertainment dollars. Okay, sure. Every person, you, I, alike. Okay, sure. So we're only gonna spend our money where you can get the most value. Okay,
for sure.
Okay, because if you don't, they call them morons.
Yeah, but how do you know where it's at?
Hold on, time out. I let you say. I sit the fuck up and sit right here, and then I disagree, but I didn't say shit.
Hey, compare.
Okay?
Isn't that crazy? He don't want to be interrupted. He been doing it all.
I listen to both of you motherfuckers.
Well, yeah, no, continue. Go on. We'll let you finish your thoughts.
Thank you. I appreciate it, because I just really feel like elderly bashing.
I'm going to re-interrupt you. Please continue.
I felt that way too. I dare y'all.
You want to finish the room?
Right? You just want to monologue for the rest of this?
Well, I like a blanket so I can go to sleep or maybe cry. Because you guys are so fucking stupid. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, it's about putting butts in seats. Is that not true?
For sure, yeah.
Okay, so check this out.
For you, maybe.
For everybody. Is that not true? It's
I mean,
about money.
It's especially true for him, because he's got to make sure he hits the seat. Like, if I was to put my butt in the seat, I'm hitting the ground.
Every time, America. So I think this motherfucker is going to be. He's never is. It's such a shame, because I keep trying. And are you as proud of him as I am?
Golden child.
Oh my goodness. And this the motherfucker we wanted.
Butts in seats.
Okay, so it's all about putting butts in seats, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I get it. You have all these motherfucking shows, ain't nobody funny but one person, you have 16 comics. Okay, and you have 5 people in the fucking audience. That's crazy. Okay, the people who are going to come to a comedy show and want to be happy are the people who are paying to come to a comedy show. Okay, not 5 people. And they don't want to see one funny motherfucker. They want to see just about everybody be funny. Sure. Okay? Because they coming to enjoy themselves. And when you put on these watered down fucking shows just to have a show, that does not do any good to this community. So I think it tears it down.
Yeah. So how do you produce kind of quality control without limiting opportunities for people?
Number one, the click bullshit has to end. Okay, you gotta stop putting your friendship
That's never going to end.
That's never gonna happen.
That's not going to happen.
It's ending now. Because people are starting to see that they aren't getting paid, they aren't making money, they're just on shows, they're glorified open mics. Okay? So why get all pumped up to do a glorified open fucking mic?
Because people have ego. And why? That's what they want to do. Not everybody's trying to be famous.
And the ones who are trying to be good at this, stop going over mics for that reason. Okay?
Well, it's a hard line to balance, right? Because you want to go open mics to practice, hone in your craft. Sure. But at the same time, you don't want to waste time, right? You want to try to do something that's gonna push you forward. There isn't a clear road to this.
There isn't, and I'm glad you brought that up. As much as there isn't a clear road, there also isn't one type of comic in the scene, right? Some people are literally just okay with open micing, coming out the mics, and enjoying the community. They have no aspirations to ascend any further than open micing, and that's okay. They don't want to do showcases. They don't want to be famous. They don't want to get paid for comedy. They don't even want money. They just want to be a part of the comedy community. That's that level of being a hobbyist in our scene, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. It's the equivalent of karaoke if you like to sing, but you don't want to be a professional singer. But then we have people who want to do paid shows. Yeah, I mean, you have to divide the scene up for what it is. Everybody's not in it for the same things. But then you have that next level of people who do want to do showcasing. They do want to maybe make it a little bit further. They want to open. They want to host. They want to feature. They want to eventually headline. They want to produce their own shows.
Yeah.
These people take it a little more seriously.
Okay.
And so with those comics,
I just want to give you credit.
All right.
Because you have a class that teaches people how to host. Okay. That was fucking genius. I mean, because there are a lot of people who don't know they need that class, okay? But people like Steven and a couple of other people who've taken it, okay, have really become better for taking it. You know what I mean? And they don't offer that nowhere else, okay? How to be a host. You know what I mean? So when you take people underneath their wing and do that shit, that's class act. You know what I mean? That's why when people say you're not a true representation or you're not a good representation of black comedy in Columbus, I'd be like, dude, how fucking stupid are you? Because, I mean, again, have you ever seen anybody teach anybody how to be a host?
Hey, you know Xavier just likes to be called Sensei. That's what's going on.
don't do that. Don't you do that. Don't you do that to me, Ricky Bobby. But no, I appreciate you saying that, bro. Like,
it is important to me, even though I can't make it to every mic, I can't make it to every showcase, I can't support every single comic every night of the week. I try to do what I have control over.
At the end of the day, right? I do have control over when people come to my mics. If they make it to the workshop, I try to invest in them.
I didn't even say nothing about that. The workshop is excellent.
I love it.
You know what I mean? But the fact that you help motherfuckers on different levels, okay? How can you sit there and then say what he ain't? You know what I mean? Like, you are such a dick. When people say it to me, I be like, and I'm like 6'4" and 1,000. Bitch, I can say what I want. You are such a dick. Okay.
Well, you can't please everybody, right? I mean, it's the equivalent.
And you shouldn't even try.
No, I don't try to. I just try to help who I can.
We had some more ice. You walking back and forth. You didn't want to do nothing for me. You did something for Xavier, funky ass. But fuck me, right? Why you grabbing at the glass like it's got ice in it?
So listen. So what you just did there. What you just did there was communicate, and now I understand what you need, and I will do that for you. Because I don't fucking read minds, all right?
You can't see in his mind right there.
When you pull that hat off, you can read mine. That motherfucking head glow like Uncle Fences with a glow. With a thing in his mouth. It's really rough.
That's wild.
I have a lot of things. I have a lot of problems.
That's very funny.
I'm trying to be friends to everybody. The good and the great. The weak and the small. The bald. And the glowing.
That's funny. I will say this to what you were saying earlier. You are right. Putting butts in the seats is a very big objective when you're trying to put on a showcase.
You're trying to build a comedy base.
Sure, and I mean a fan base just from Square. Yeah, sure.
Motherfucker.
Shut up! You offered. What you? How about
all them times when you was hoping the motherfucker said no.
I
Would you like some? He said no. Yes, you son of a bitch.
That's like complaining if you try to pass me a blunt. Go, you want to smoke this? But hell yeah, like those niggas always want to smoke. Did you just offer it to me?
Always want something. Nobody can't say no for nothing. This is fucking ridiculous. Here, let me be your fucking butler.
Thank you, I appreciate more, Jeffrey Moore. Thank you.
About time you do.
My name is Benson. Thank you very fucking much.
I was gonna call you Alfred.
Ooh.
Yeah, you like that?
Oh yeah, I like Alfred.
Yeah,
because I thought they were saying black man for a long time.
There you go.
No, I thought they were saying black man.
Not Batman. Yeah.
Because when he wanted to change, what did he do? He got in some black shit.
Yeah.
He drove a black car.
He handled black shit.
Yeah,
you know?
and beat a motherfucker up like a black man would. So if you keep that shit up, I'm sorry, I died.
I fuck with Batman. He's fun. But no, it's important, like you were saying, to put butts in seats, and I 100% agree with that concept of building a fan base from scratch, getting people to come out, support you. That's where the money comes from. We talk about the show business, right? But at the same time, you have to manage doing that aspect of the business with developing yourself in the craft.
Yeah.
Like you can't always be business and suck at the craft.
Yeah.
And I see it be in the scene at least in general. people focus on one or the other. Either they get really good at comedy, the craft, but they're terrible at the business. Or they really fine-tune the business. They know to draw a crowd, they know to bring people, but they haven't worked on their craft. So they lack in the quality aspect, which is where it starts to become watered down over time. But I think it's important if you're developing as a comic that you first become very intentional with what you want out of comedy and what it takes to actually achieve those goals. So everybody doesn't want to be, a well-known comic or a household name.
Which
or
brings
famous.
us to our next question. Where do you want to go with this? How far do you want to take it?
I want to go as far as I can, man. And I know that's a very ambiguous answer, but I'll expand on it. I know that comedy itself takes time. A lot of patience, especially if you want bigger goals. Because everybody doesn't make it in the same time.
Do you want bigger goals?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Being at this point a little over 10 years in, I don't have any overly ambitious immediate goals. All of my goals are they're gonna happen as I build myself into them, right? So within the next year or less, I want to develop and put out a comedy special. I have enough material to do that.
Yeah.
I have enough time to do that.
You can do commercials too.
I have been doing
For rat poison.
I would prefer AARP, honestly.
You can take pictures of Xavier and put them around your house. You want to have roaches, rats, and them shit. It's pest control.
I want to get on your level. I see you on them dick pill commercials.
And let me just say this. If you can't fuck, you need a dick pill. I got you. I got 3 for $5, motherfucker. I got 3 for $5.
I didn't realize this right now, but when they offer mole removal, I think he was the mole that was acting in the commercial.
He didn't realize it until right now, but now he want to be a genius. He been a dumbass all this time, but all of a sudden he's a motherfucking rocket scientist. They're just amazed by the fucking hypocrisy.
That's hilarious. I swear I seen a mannequin with CN's build as JCPenney's.
Well,
I seen one of your bills too look just like you. The pirates and the pandas.
Pirates of the what?
The pandas, the little. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I didn't hear what he said.
I don't either, but I just go with it.
Oh, okay, you're right.
That's exactly what it was. You ain't never seen Stewie sing that song. You make a good actor.
What? He does some voice acting.
Yeah.
You do
You
voice
still
acting?
doing it?
Voice acting, script writing. I do produce some of their videos too. The animation company.
How's it going?
It's going great actually. It's a different type of comedy and a different type of writing, but I'm enjoying it because it's challenging me to adapt in a different type of way. Much different than hosting, much different than any of the types of comedy I've already done before. Because it's more official and the feedback can be very brutal. You know?
In comedy, it's always, feedback can be brutal in every aspect. And it's really...
Well, it's because
when
they're
you put
looking for
yourself out
something
there.
specific.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you find out either immediately or in
That's
some
good,
very finite time frame how good or bad you did with the scripts or with the acting in one of the productions that we do, like the sketches or the commercials.
But that's not even personal. That's just
it's not personal, but it's different type of feedback that I'm used to with stand up or even my own personal sketches or even improv. The level of honesty that's there is
I
more
can't see
from
you in improv. When you said you did improv,
That
now
was-
I want to see
We went
it.
to one night. We went to improv
Listen,
class.
this ADD person right
Yeah.
here.
We went to
Okay?
improv class.
Imagine going to improv and him sitting in the back drinking, sitting on his phone. I had to beg him to contribute in any way. I said,
We'll
Sid, would you
improv class.
please do
Then we
one
went
of
to
these
another
things?
one. Okay, then I got a fucking ticket fucking with Terrence's punk ass. Okay, we got another one.
Because you didn't know you had to pay for parking.
Yeah, in the front.
Was
Okay, anyway, and so
it
I
was
got
just
a
a
ticket.
meeting.
Yeah, it was a meeting. We didn't even do the shit because we had Top Dog or something. Okay? But the other one, we went to his fucking class and he sat up there and it was cold. It was last year. It was cold as a motherfucker.
At
Okay?
Gresso's.
Yeah, and we sit up there.
Oh, was it the meetup?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a improv meetup.
That's
Yeah,
not going on right now.
I've been there. Yeah, I've been there actually.
It's
on
a good
Thursdays.
time.
Yeah, you'll be fun. It's very,
Yeah,
very casual, very
See,
playful.
If you don't have a woman, it's a great time.
Dude,
Okay? If you
improv.
have anything to do that has you getting some pussy, you're never going.
So you're never there, right? Because you're just drowning in the pussy.
I went there one time. Okay.
Okay.
And when I went there,
Listen, the reason I went is because Goody told me to go. She said she.
No,
started...
she gets more pussy than you do.
Well,
I'm just saying.
that's my friend, so I ain't even gonna fucking speak on it.
I love Goody too.
But
I like to fuck her, but you know, she's hot.
Goody,
she really is hot.
Goody, I'm sorry.
She
I
went
know
to
you're not
heathenism, and
surprised.
that shit ain't gonna work out. I'm a Christian.
I'm not okay with him disrespecting you like this.
I didn't disrespect
I will
you,
cut
Goody.
him.
No, he didn't say anything disrespectful. It's just, you have to understand, Goody. He's not himself after he's had Pepto-Bismol.
But
oh, he just a bitch. I love you, baby, and I'm the only one in this room can afford you. Okay.
Wow, that is.
Anyway, so
That's a wild comment.
which
This
is
motherfucker
why
ain't got a job. You barely got one. Okay, stop
That's
playing.
wild. I technically have like 4 jobs.
me too. But anyways, Grass.
Wow.
Is
I
it-
don't want the one I got. Do you want that about 4 jobs?
Well, no,
that shows a level of.
When I say job, like I get paid for everything I'm a part of. Like so, yeah, my day job at the trucking company, yeah, they pay me, and that's my main stream of income because that's my day job. But then like I get paid for all the open mics that I run.
Yeah.
I get paid for all the shows that I do. I rarely do
How
free
old are you?
shows. 34.
You doing? I mean, you have a lot of energy. That's why I asked you that question.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because you know you have a day job and you do a lot of.
When you eat your
shit.
vegetables, you can
You know what I mean?
too.
Bitch. And then they ask, why do you have any friends? Well, you know, why can't he find a woman? Well, you know what I mean? He finds them, he just can't keep one.
Thanks for reminding me.
Oh, he's gonna text, 1-800-porn. And let him know he'll be on later.
Why do you have that number?
I created it.
Just joking. 1-800-porn. That's wild.
That's so stupid.
I was like, have we not progressed to anything more modern? It's like we just keep the basics the basics. That's funny.
Yeah, when
Are
it
you
works,
lonely?
when it works, it works.
Yeah, right. It ain't broke, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, what were you building up to there?
Well, I forgot. Fuck is
Well, you were saying, I was telling you that like everything I do, like it's not just.
Oh yeah, but the thing about it is, in my opinion, okay, I know it's self-serving because you're doing it for you. Okay, however, you have a lot of people, okay, in the comedic world. All right. Well, now when we first started, Brenda did not like your ass. Okay.
A year ago.
It's like to be clear.
Yeah, you want to quantify shit. Okay?
Well,
He did not like your ass.
No, and
365 days ago.
Yeah. If you had came in 364, your ass was your ass. But now, 364 days later, you know what I mean?
And that's fair.
Well,
No, and I'll
the
explain
thing
that
about it
too
was-
when he shuts
Okay,
the
go
fuck
ahead.
up.
Please explain how you didn't like him.
Because I didn't know how. So I
White
came.
people.
I came into
He's gonna
comedy.
explain how he didn't like him like that. What the nerve of white people.
I came into comedy bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And when you first get into comedy, it's exciting, it's fun. And then I had to realize, like, all right, one, not everybody's your friend, right? And two, I thought the way you would treat me on stage was personal, right? I took it personal. And then when I seen that, oh, he does this to everybody, this is not personal.
How many times I
it
had
was
to
like,
say,
oh.
it's like every fucking body, okay?
Well, you didn't get the same treatment at first, all right? But so I was like, damn.
Yeah,
Like,
first I've
I was
never
like, man,
gotten
I'm trying to be
that treatment.
I'm trying to be Xavier's friend. I feel like he don't like me. Like, what the fuck? Like,
He won't talk to me.
You know,
I was like, are we 12 and this is...
But then-
you didn't send him a letter saying, do you like me?
With a check box. Like, yes, no, maybe.
But
Yeah.
where were we?
You and Joey Lee in his relationships.
We were at hashtag one night, and I saw you just dogging every person you talked to. And I was like, okay, I no longer take this
I couldn't even
personally.
sleep.
Like,
I couldn't even sleep because after that, it's 3 in the morning. Hey, let me tell you what happened.
No,
okay?
shut the fuck up.
Woke me the fuck up with that bullshit. Xavier talking about everybody. And he ain't had a drink. So now I think he's all right. But I was like, who is this? Who the fuck is this?
Xavier.
Why are you calling my phone?
You know what?
Oh my God. This is rough.
This is very traumatic for me. I feel like I'm reliving some emotions I don't want.
Feel triggered, huh?
Oh my God.
Okay.
No, but yeah, so if
And that's fair.
If you want to, see the fact that you don't fucking say nothing about it, it doesn't help the case.
Well, I'll say this.
You talking about pandering. Oh my God. Is this pandering? We Would you like a compliment or a cookie?
I just wanted to know you love me.
Well, no, I will say this because it's this has been really fun.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
I tried not to lie to the comics in the scene.
I mean, you suck.
This is hurting.
Nah, that's just rude. That's just like somebody just flat out sucks.
The truth is
But
a motherfucker.
I try not to lie to the comics in the scene. So and I've learned the hard way not to just offer feedback when people aren't asking for it, right?
Right.
So my default, if you're not asking for feedback or asking me what I think of like your stuff, my default is to just kind of keep to myself, not say anything, not to enable. Right. It's like I always make mental notes of all the comics in the scene. So if I see you're developing, if I see you're taking it seriously, I will affirm them. Like,
I sent you a text, didn't I?
You did?
Yes, I sent him a text because I took it in a certain way and I wanted his feedback.
You know what's
right?
crazy? He never told me that before.
Oh, really? You're like, he's never said this.
He never told me he also struggled with your demeanor and didn't know how to take it.
No, it wasn't it at all. But by him being an OG on the scene, you know, out of respect, I asked him, how do you be funny? What do you do? And can he help me? Okay, you, however, was like, fuck him. So when he came on the stage, then you want him to be like all warm and fuzzy to you when you said fuck him. You know what I mean? You know how it is. When you go in a man's house, you don't walk into his refrigerator without saying, can I have something out the motherfucker? Okay? So I sent him a text to let him know that I would appreciate him helping me. You, however, did not.
Well,
and that's why he treated you the way he treated you.
He did
like
actually ask.
dirt.
He did ask me for like.
And like I said, never heard this before. It probably really would have helped. You know, here I am. I'm like, see, dude, I don't think Xavier likes me. He's like, well, I don't know.
he's like, I barely like you, but you know, like,
I don't know why he treats you that way. You know what I mean? Because you figure to have all this white privilege, everybody's supposed to like his punk ass, okay?
No, because the thing is, in the scene, right? Like, when I see people, I know what it takes to run a business or do, like, I see you're putting real effort.
Yeah.
Whether you get a lot of money, you're taking your fucking time so that we can all do our thing, right? I got nothing but respect for you. And so, like, when I go into things, I try to show people mad respect and like, you know, like, just support, right?
for sure.
So, sometimes in comedy, though, I had to learn what it feels like to be a comic, because, like, until I actually started putting myself out there, getting on stage and everything, I didn't realize how much of a mental fuck this whole scene can be, right?
Yeah.
Like, some people, they're not talking to you not because they don't want to, it's because they're trying to get their fucking head straight so they can go do what they want to do, right?
Yeah.
Or, you know, there's just so many things that play into it. So, I'm not going to let you off the hook as in, like, you don't hate my guts, but I am going to give you credit as in, you know, there's a process.
Yeah, I think there is
know,
a lot of tough love when I first meet a brand new comic.
Yeah.
Because it's like having a new coworker at your job. You don't know how long they're gonna be there.
And I respect
So,
that.
I said that. Go ahead, keep going.
You don't know how long they're gonna be there. So, you know, introducing yourself, getting on your number, you know, connecting on social media, they could be quitting the next day, right?
Right.
And I've seen a lot of people start and stop.
Yeah.
Literally the same night.
Stop tapping.
So it's just like, I don't try to sound mean or be rude when I do that, but I do try to sit back and take mental notes. I do, shut up, specifically not to other comics, but CN for sure.
What the fuck?
But I try to make mental notes of like who's coming out consistently.
You
who's
know how I
trying to
know
put
this
in work.
is true? Is Ricky.
Yeah.
That kid, because he even acknowledged it. He's like, dude, like, because he's been growing. Right?
Yeah, he has.
He's been like coming back and working it and like, and he even said something like, man, I thought fucking Xavier hated me. And it's like, no, it's like you kind of put people
So I
through.
told him, is what you do, you see so many people, okay? And you can't spend your time fucking with the people who are never going to make it, who are not going to be comedians, and you have to promote the ones who you think have a shot, okay? And that's part of the gig. You didn't want to understand it when I said it.
What's tough, and I'm going to give you some full disclosure here, is I didn't know if it was a race thing at first.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
Enough
I didn't know if there was no winning to begin with.
Yeah.
Right? It was like, okay, here's a white dude.
Sure.
Like, you know what I mean?
And it didn't help because me and him were friends, and when we come to your shows, okay?
I'm like, what's up, Steve?
Yeah. And then we're talking all through the shit, like, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Fair enough.
And so I do kind of got an old soul. So when I'm hanging out with this fucking ancient bastard, and I'm thinking I'm kind of close to it mentally, but in reality, we're gonna be talked to and treated
ancient are
different.
going to be our new words to say, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a lot to process.
I can understand that. I just think, and I really didn't put any thought into this until like I had this conversation with a few of the comics, who basically said the same thing.
Really?
Basically.
I thought you've been nice the whole time.
Well, so I don't try to rate it on like niceness or rudeness, but in my mind, the way I think about it is this: if I'm going to say something to a comic, I'm going to be honest, and I don't want to lie about how well or how good they're doing. So I would rather not say anything until I can say something that's encouraging. Now they usually ask me before they're good, so then that comes across very aggressive in the wrong way. But I try to still sound productive. But as I watch comics come out more and progress, then I do like give them the flowers. Like, hey, you are making some real like serious progress. Like, keep going.
Time out, play on play.
And I've experienced that.
And when he told you that you were making serious progress and you were doing all that, when was that?
Not that long ago.
Actually,
when I started coming back out recently,
it was a few weeks back.
You're different now as a comedian. Because you're different as a comedian now. Now you go for it more, and your shit is a little bit.
Well, I took a road trip.
Righteous.
And you might have known that, not known that. We might have talked about it. I took a road trip.
You're so narcissistic. You think everybody knows where you go.
Well, we've had conversations. Thank you. Okay.
One fucking conversation. You're supposed to know your. Never mind.
And I was just studying.
Shit, I go to. You don't know Xavier. This motherfucker. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And a lot of times in life, I kind of bounce back when I have a perspective change. Right? It's like when I get to reflect on some shit, and then it's like I decide, okay, I want to do this, and then this is how I want to do it, and maybe this is what needs done, right? It's like it's a process. It's a learning process.
It is.
Right? And so I felt like I kind of learned some things when I was traveling, and
You got 10 more minutes.
And I just been applying them. And one thing I taught myself with comedy is no matter what, if I'm gonna commit myself to doing comedy, anytime I go into it, I have to get myself in the right mindset. Like, they want to see you. You want to do this. You gotta like kind of prep yourself, because there's so many things that can discourage you, you know, and just like alone from just anxiety. And so I prep myself up, and then once I'm on that stage, I just fucking go for it.
Attitude is everything with comedy. We're not talking about the objectivity of her subjectivity, so to speak, because everybody's styles are different. Yeah. But as a comic, when you're getting up on stage, your attitude is like
you gotta go for it.
Well, yeah. What I'm saying is the equivalent of flavoring and seasonings to food.
How you bring that to the table is going to be everything to people who are receiving it.
See?
Right.
So if your attitude is shit, you have terrible self-esteem, and your delivery's off, your style's off, it's not even dialed in yet, it's going to be a shitty dish.
It ain't funny. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just going to be a bad dish for the audience to receive. Yeah. But if you've been putting in work, even if it's not good material yet, but you're putting in the effort to get better, and you're making the progress, eventually you do get on a stride where you're consistently funny on stage, both at mics and shows, and it's a visible thing.
Right.
You feel like you're doing good, comics around you are acknowledging it, you know, even people you didn't think liked you are acknowledging it. Like, it's just, but that's what that looks like.
I'm not crying at nighttime anymore.
But that's what that process looks like. Like, before you're actually, like, you know, cooking,
yeah,
like, you're still trying to figure out how to put the ingredients together and how to, like, actually put together a full-blown joke or story. And that's okay to feel shitty before you get there, because you don't understand how the process works yet.
Right.
But once you have a grasp on it and you start getting real results, then you understand none of that stuff before that was personal. It was just the process.
Right.
Though you can take it personal if you don't understand you have the wrong attitude, like you said.
Right.
I tried to tell you.
You know, see,
I did. I stood up for you, and I did try to tell you.
Can we just take a moment and acknowledge how helpful CN is?
Well, that's right.
In all areas of life.
I'm right.
I'm so sorry anytime
I'm
I'm
right
not
again.
all masterful. No, but I agree. It's
Well, I like that old
got,
Masters one.
Yeah, you
It's
got
like-
it. You got to get in the right
Right.
mindset.
You're like, he's gonna massive shit.
You're magnificent.
Okay.
I like that type of shit.
I have a question that will totally fucking either catapult us into a whole nother half hour. How much longer y'all want to go?
10 minutes.
I mean, he's got 10. I mean, after this, I'm probably just gonna go home and maybe watch a little bit of One Piece and then pass out. But I mean, I'm down for whatever. What's up?
I gotta pee again too, but
I have a commercial to film too. But yeah, no, I can.
okay. So
I got time for whatever.
selling your soul to the devil, is it real, and what does it look like?
Oh wow, I got pee.
Yeah. He's got to go tell old Beelzebub he's about to spill some secrets.
Nah, I
You
ain't
want to know what it looks like?
Ain't like that, bro.
That
Ain't like
motherfucker
that.
right there. Where do you think he get that long hair from?
Nah, man, ain't like that, bro. Don't play that.
Oh, little devil. I ain't playing my fucking. I got 10 minutes.
What do you mean 10 minutes? What do you got going on? Bed?
My life,
This
motherfucker.
is our last video of the week, bud.
No, and you're, that's because I'm leaving to go to Indianapolis in the
No,
morning.
it's because it's our last planned video of the week.
Okay, and we've already been here for 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, you've only been here an hour and a half if you include all that screen time you're doing right there.
This is what I got to go see. You know
Would you talk to America? They want to hear from you.
all the bitching that he does. Xavier's in there because he got a urinary tract infection from his last drag queen. Okay, but hey, all that means is if you're a drag queen, you can find love too. I mean, you know, it's probably, you know, he pays by the hour, but you know, that's the way it goes. When you guys on Grindr, you can just suck it. Well, you could, but he's in the bathroom. Probably popping some penicillin right now.
Penicillin? Can you spell that?
What? Okay, can you spell it?
P-E-N-I-C-I.
What a moron. I said spell it. It's spelled I-T.
Oh, damn.
I heard you talking shit in the bathroom.
Only naturally.
You hear me talking shit in the bathroom. Yet,
Just
wherever
so,
you saw
just so
me,
you
I
know,
never
every
left.
time you walk
I
away,
never left
you
you
get
one
gayer
time.
and gayer.
Yeah, I figured. You know he older than the black dude on the walk sign.
That's good.
You like that?
You might not want to give that to the public yet. That's really
The public, he's on this podcast. The public. you have a lot
Hey, you
of
just have a good conversation,
public.
man.
Who's
Talking
winning?
the public.
Who's winning?
The 49ers are winning right now. And you know who's not winning? It's Brendan. Because he needs love. He's got a dog. Said everything to make a good man happy. Okay? And he can cook and everything. You know, he can be the one. Okay? But you can't be too much on looks. Okay? Because there's going to be some fucked up shit going on. So if you're not into, you know, self-esteem and no shit like that, he's your man. And ladies, he keeps saying he wants one of y'all. I know he doesn't. But anyway, because I'm his friend. Okay? I see. Okay, but here's the thing. Ladies, you know, and I'm talking to you blind girls. You girls with, you know, low self-esteem and bad acne. If you ever thought of having a man, there you go. I mean, not him, but him. Because if you're a white girl and you're, well, you know, got a couple of extra pounds and you smoke cools, there you go. But Brendan's a non-smoker, so you can't smoke and be with him. And if you know too many black things, he's gonna get rid of you. So, I mean him, not him. But his I'm just trying to help everybody. Because you know what? I am love.
You are
And I
love?
believe-
That would
I believe in helping all my people.
There you
Okay,
go.
because, you know, you can't buy that many bullets. It's like, oh my God. So I just rather see him happy. Because, oh, he's about to leave the bathroom again for the 5th time in the last hour and a half. Can we all say urinary tract infection?
Oh, don't shut up now.
You should be happy though. He said all the same things about me, about you when you went to the bathroom.
Nice.
Yeah. So
That's
getting
what I like-
blacker, baby.
That's what I like about him. He's consistent, you know? He's just, yeah.
I'm getting tired of doing these shows with these gay guys. So here's the thing. Hold on, wait a second. There's no use of fucking, you know, throwing a tissy fit. And everybody know that you're the man.
Do we wanna go
and not the
into
bottom.
any
Are
more
you a bottom
questions?
or a top?
Shut the front door. Right.
See, that's
I'm
a
a
bottom.
bottom.
That's a bottom. See, like the bottom.
With women.
What?
Yeah, with women. I'm a bottom. But I let them right on top. But actually, I do whatever they want to do. Anyways. But,
Okay. You keep seeing me do this. Because I'm so confused.
you don't get any prettier each time you do it.
No man says he's a bottom even for a woman. Every man says he's
Which
a top.
reminds me, I'm probably going to go Club 20, the gay club, to go do a set maybe. Or just...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. There's Johnny's, Mike, and Alex Hartshaw is featuring.
Yeah, we should go to that.
Probably, yeah, sure.
If it's not fucking 2 feet of snow outside, but...
Yeah, that would be a
If it was like, I like Alex.
No one cares. Are
I
we
was
wrapping
not
this
saying
up?
that. I was
What
not
are we
saying
doing? Are we continuing or what are we doing? How you guys doing?
You got 30 seconds.
I'm chill. I mean, he's watching the games.
All right.
Yeah.
So I asked a question about selling your soul to the devil.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
it
that's
real?
right.
What's it look like?
Is it real and what's it look like?
Yeah, like is Beyonce, Jay-Z, like
We're selling our soul to the devil.
Kendrick, like
We're
I always
selling
think of
our fucking
musicians,
soul
you
to the
know.
devil.
That's wild, bro. Well, I mean, I don't have any personal experience with this shit.
Well, he don't know personal.
Do you think it's real?
You know.
I mean, people buy into it, so if it ain't real, it's a weird little version of gaslighting we got going on here. But I do think there are rituals, and there are a lot of things in the showbiz world that people either they feed the hype or they're real things that people buy into for the sake of making progress.
Well, we look like a black Errol Flynn, but you know, he's.
Ain't nobody know what you're talking about.
Errol Flynn was a famous swashbuckler.
I'm gonna make a rule of
Swashbuckler? Is that what you said? Damn, this.
That's the first motherfucking.
There's gonna be a reference rule. You can only reference people from 2000s and up. Right?
I get the all when I say Paragon, but he says swashbuckler.
I gotta say, it's impressive.
We had to just
Paragon
accept
was.
it
I
as
still don't know.
Because he was Robin Hood. Y'all know what Errol Flynn was? He was Robin Hood. He was a pirate. He was.
All right, that might be another podcast.
I do. I was just giving you shit like you gave
Oh,
me
okay,
shit
thank you. It's like,
All right,
this motherfucker
Xavier.
don't know nobody, okay? He doesn't know any fucking body.
Xavier, we want to say thank you with a nice kick bass shirt, Kick Bass Productions.
Oh shit! Thanks, dog.
Who we
That's
produced
sweet.
by?
That's my skateboard brand.
Yeah, you told me about this, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so much for coming and
He ain't
tolerating
got no
us.
3 X's.
Nah, you're cool as fuck, man.
Yeah.
And thanks for all you do in the scene.
Yeah,
Making
for
opportunities
real.
for
I'd like to
open
say that
mics.
part. Thank you for all the shit that you do in the scene. And I would
As much as
appreciate it
we like to
if
talk
you treated
shit.
me a little bit better, because I'm getting fucking tired of you treating me like dirt. Okay, I didn't mind when you were doing it to him.
You do what you want, right?
I thought you were doing an excellent job.
But hey,
But now that you do it to me, I think you're kind of fucked up. Okay, I just want to let you know. Don't ever give me some more.
Look at me over that bag action.
Come on, bitch.
is there any last words you'd like to say to the people or us or anything?
I do appreciate you guys having me on here as your first guest.
We ain't your first guest no more, you moron. You
All right,
come
well,
last week.
I appreciate you guys having me on your podcast, regardless of what guest number I am.
Yeah.
I
He was
told.
supposed to be guest number 1, but then we had African Alex and we had Blind
Oh yeah,
Larry.
Mahongo here. That's sweet. That's cool.
Then we had Blind Larry. Then we had some other white guy. We got Bo coming Monday.
That's
We got
wild.
Bo coming Monday.
I told myself going into 2025 that one of my goals, because you had asked me about like stuff I wanted out of comedy, one of my goals going into the next year and end of this year was to be more open with the community, like on like podcasts or doing
That sounds like some gay
sketches.
shit there.
Or,
Are you putting on some clothes to
or
go
letting
see?
people gay bash me, you know?
It's
It reminds me
okay,
of middle
you
school
do
all over
Be
again.
open. This motherfucker got 3 fucking open mics and he's everywhere, but he wants to be more open.
Well, I mean,
Sort of a
well,
bad porn.
What I'm saying is being open to doing other things outside the mics, like, you know, podcasts or sketches with other comics. Like I have something I'm doing with like Neff on Thursday, or not Thursday, on Sunday before Summit. And then like so I'm trying to like be open to more community projects. Like I want to be more involved in the community in different ways outside of the open mic. Not that that's like not doing something already, but I want to still contribute however I can. There were other podcasts I didn't have an opportunity to be a part of prior to now, but I really wasn't trying to put myself out in the community like that because it wasn't conducive to my sleep schedule and like the time commitment I had. But I want to give myself that permission to do that now.
Yeah, move out of the way.
Yeah, you ain't trying to pay Xavier punk ass.
You don't give a fuck. That's crazy. But no, that's one of my goals for the end of this year, beginning of next year, and really all of next year is to be on more things with comics and shows and stuff.
As a friend and fellow comic, I want to see you do more
this bullshit they talking about.
Shows or open mics.
That's the plan.
I want to see you do more comedy.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Comedy.
I plan on, maybe not immediately, but eventually over the next year, passing off all the
So if I write a video...
Well, you don't got to pass off your mic.
What I'm saying is, like, I want to give people an opportunity to step up and host so I can actually do shows. So I'll have, like, co-hosts like I have with Summit. So when I'm not there on Sundays, he'll have somebody like Steven step up. And then I can actually do a show somewhere else.
Maybe build a team.
That is actually part of the
So if I
goal.
write a video, would you be in it?
Did you want to do a video?
Well, I do. We do skits us.
I would love to, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just let me know.
We'll
coordinate the filming and, you know.
No, we have our own film team. You know, fuck with you.
Okay, well, just let me know.
And Alex, not African Alex.
Harshaw?
Yeah, whatever the fuck your last name is. That's Jewish, isn't it? Anyway, I like you, bitch.
Harshaw.
Anyway, definitely we're going to have you on the show. You're our sound guy, and he is a professional.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really good at what he does.
I've heard great things.
Oh, well, not really great things. Let me tell you, he was drunk on the set. And
what?
Went around the corner, he was smoking pot. You know what I mean?
He doesn't know how to spell set or pot.
Then he was at my house. He left all kind of cocaine stains everywhere.
Oh my God.
Cocaine stains. He's a poet. That's great.
Yeah, it was rough. But I didn't want to tell everybody your business on national TV.
Yeah, thank God.
I felt like we should.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want is to put people's business out there. Yeah.
So it means I shouldn't say Joey was scum, and or you ain't shit. And then Alex, well, that's your guy. And
I mean, don't start filtering yourself now. I mean, you've came so far.
Oh, with the Joey ain't shit? Sorry.
I think we're going to wrap this up. So thanks for tuning in to everybody. Last podcast, Xavier Dunson was our
he thinks our
guest.
I put my jacket on.
That's CN Shelton. And until next time, we out.
Don't tell people my last name. This is the FBI might be looking for me.
That's fucking...
Xavier fucking said my whole name. Seemed like he was my mama or somebody. I was like, you little bitch.
He said the first name first.
You motherfucker.